You wanted the best. You got the best. The hottest podcast in the land. Just another Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Friday Night. I am one of your two hosts, CM Chuck, and alongside me, as always, that's right there, guys. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have been through some technical difficulties already. It has been just another rainy Friday night, but we are ready now to have some brews, rock and roll all night, and party every day because it's Friday night, right?
That's right.
Man, let's get it going, man. Let's get into these comments, guys. You know how we do it. Every Friday night, we go Facebook Live for our podcast. We're also recording at the same time on audio for all podcast platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, anywhere podcasts can be found. We are there. And when you hear that version, it does not have the Facebook Live comments that we do every 30 minutes, where we allow you to join into the conversation with us. Right now, in this first 30 minutes, we invite you to come in, comment in, say what's up, say hello, join the conversation. Then in the next 30-minute break, we'll read comments again. You can see the full uncut versions on YouTube. Go search Just Another Friday Night. Look for our little logo. Click on that. Hit the subscribe button, guys. We're at 44, guys. We're stagnant. We need to get up there. We've had some killer numbers on our last week episode. Yeah. Martin Scorsese, right? Great numbers on
over
that.
200 on YouTube. So people are finding us.
Yeah. So we've had some really awesome success with some episode views on YouTube, but we got to get those people to subscribe. We need you guys to go subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. You don't even got to watch, like Double A said. Watch 30 seconds of it and then click off. You know what I mean? Let it run while you're brushing your teeth. That's all we ask. And be a subscriber. Once we get to 100, we get to change our name to youtube.com/Just Another Friday Night or JAFN Podcast, which is also us. And we really want to do that because that'll make us a lot easier to find for everybody. But we're doing okay on there. Obviously, we're at JAFN Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm sorry, guys, I hadn't done any TikToks lately. I did 2 right now as we had technical difficulties with our normal laptop that we use as a MacBook. And right now we had to switch to get on my Dell. It wasn't getting any charge. It's gone back to central headquarters to try to get some charge. And we ran in the rain. Double A drove in the rain. It was pretty incredible. Actually, you should go check out.
Not our first time.
Not
our first time in the rain.
Yeah, not our first time with technical difficulties. So.
That too. Me and CM one time were coming down from Austin, and about 100 miles away was a tornado. So
that was during wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Only to tell me later on, he was like, "Yeah, I was pretty nervous." I was like, "Really?" Because you didn't show it. You were like the cool as a fucking cucumber. Like I was shitting my pants. You know what I mean? So, guys, great riding partner. Not a better road partner out there than Double A Adamantium Adam. Let me tell you, because he is the coolest customer ever, and a great guy to have with you at a comic convention or show. The man doesn't eat or drink or anything, so it fucking freaks me out because I want to eat all the snacks and do all that. But let's get into some comments, Double A, and at the same time, adrenalize me. What happened in this week in the world of pop culture, Double A? Anything that stood out to you?
So Falcon and Winter Soldier, final episode today.
That's right. You are caught up. Am I correct?
Yes. I'm all done.
As am I, guys. It's no secret here. We've kind of already said it. So we just next week, guys, we will be covering Falcon and the Winter Soldier in our group, the Friday Night Faithful on Facebook. We invite you to join. If you're not already a member, please become a Friday Nighter. Join the Friday Night Faithful. And we had some questions about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. People thought we weren't talking about it. Sorry if we're moving kind of choppily. Again, new laptop, new computer, and so I don't think it's used to our body motion. So we'll try not to move around too much. I guess know how it is coming through. It looks a little bit like laggy to me from what I can see. But we definitely will be addressing and talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier next week's episode. We really want to deep dive into it. It was a great show. We both loved it a lot. Yeah. So what else?
Mortal Kombat finally premiered today in HBO Max and in theaters. So
either way,
have you read any of the reviews? I haven't.
I haven't. Now I know a couple of days ago they dropped the first 7 minutes, and I did watch that.
I didn't watch that,
and it was pretty cool. I liked what I saw, and I won't lie to you guys. I did do a watch through today, just to avoid spoilers. I didn't want anything to get spoiled for me. But again, I watched it in a way that was. not really conducive to movie watching. I tell you guys that sometimes I start something right when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning. I've got my phone going and I'm getting dressed and I'm moving around and I'm watching that, and I'm also fixing my hair for work and all that. And so you're kind of watching, but you're not really watching. And then if I get to work early, I'll eat my breakfast and watch that. And then at lunch, I'll watch a little bit more. So when you're watching on a phone, and it's I tell AA it's not the greatest experience to experience anything really, but again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers and all that. So I did do a watch through. I liked it. It was okay. You know what I mean? It was like, like what you would maybe like if you like the first one, it felt in that vein. So, but I need to do a big screen watch, and then we'll decide whether or not we're going to talk about it. Did you guys watch it? What did you think? Should we do an entire episode on it? Is it an entire episode worthy? Or maybe we should do a compare and contrast between the two episodes. So, let us know what you think about that.
This past Sunday, you see right behind me, it was Big Blue's birthday, which, those kind of days always kind of like escape me. I'm not really big on like the comic dates,
right.
But it was Big Blue, Superman's birthday. He turned 83 years old.
Right,
so that was pretty cool. A lot of people are posting tributes to Action Comics #1.
I love the one you put up.
Oh,
very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Yeah. Big moment in comic books, guys, because
that's a start. That's technically where everyone says that's a start of the comic books that
I would say the birth of the superhero. Yeah, people can say Zorro was first and like the Phantom, you know what I mean?
But this is the one that went really, over,
really sets
across
it
that line, because when he came out, kids were just buying them by the millions, so
totally.
Pretty cool for us, us big comic book fans. Celebrate his 83rd birthday.
So. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Let's read a few comments here. Cousin Let is in the house. Hello, handsome cousins. Hello, beautiful cousin Let, and thank you for your purchase of one of our Just Another Friday Night Podcast t-shirts.
Nice.
Guys, just so you know, we do have t-shirts available for $20 still. I have varying sizes and colors. So let me know if you want a shirt. Send me a message, a direct message, a message that's on the podcast. Put something in the comments. I'll try to make sure you get a hold of me if you know how to get a hold of me, and then I will get in touch with you. You can get
real easy to get a hold of me. Yeah, just go to our page.
I will ship. I won't charge you guys shipping. It'll just be $20 flat. Shipping is expensive though, just so you know. But
no $3.99.
Yeah, I know. I won't put that $4 on you guys. You know what I mean? But
I have 99.
Yeah, I know, right? See, there you go. Let's see who else. Oh, here's a guy right here. Steve says, "Cheers, guys! Made it out of the storm."
Yeah, he saw our TikTok.
Oh,
he said,
"Okay,
I hope we made it safe."
Cheers to you, Steve. Thank you. We always wait for you to get in here and cheers. And I was really, really pleased to see you out at Tandem. Steve, thank you so much for your purchase of one of our $20 shirts. You got
sharp, very sharp,
very sharp. We put up that picture, and I'm going to try to do a collage when I get more of our shirts that I've already sold out to where they belong. I know I'm behind on a couple of deliveries, guys, so I will get those out to you ASAP. I'll be doing deliveries probably this weekend. I'll tell you why in a little bit. Why last weekend kind of got stunted right after I saw Steve pretty much in the morning for coffee. Me and my sister, we gave him his shirt, the only 2X and the only gray in that color, Steve. So you got a rare one there. Steve says, keep the shades on. I'll rock them for a little bit. I don't think I can read with them on, Steve, so I might have to let AA do the reading.
Steve says, man, now it's nice and cool outside. The humidity's completely gone.
Oh, rad. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Let said, my pleasure for getting our shirt. So thank you, Let.
Thank you so much, Let. We really appreciate it. Okay, good on comments.
Jason. Jason just came in.
What's up, Jason?
What's up, Jason?
Jason, I know you're out in Hondo, Jason. Would you consider John T. Floor's country store in Hondo? Is that Hondo? Or do they? No, that's Helotes. Oh. I'm sorry, that's Helotes. I'm sorry. Don't listen to me, Jason. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
just one more thing. Ray Park, for those of you that know, he plays Darth Maul in the Star Wars trilogies. He will be at Heroes and Fantasies on the 410 location on Saturday from 11 to 5. And then he'll be at Traders Village on Sunday from 11 to 5. I think he's charging $60 CM for autograph, about $50 for a picture.
Okay.
And if you get the combo, it'll be $100 for a picture and an autograph. So that's what he's charging. So go out to Heroes if you want to meet him on Saturday, or go out to Traders on Sunday.
You met him before, right, Double A?
Yes, I have.
I had the pleasure of meeting him also at Alamo City Comic Con.
Yeah, that's actually where I met him too.
Yeah, and he signed my Star Wars DVD set. I did not get a. Okay, I gotta take them off, Steve, because I can't read. That's where I met him, and I didn't get a picture with him, but I got an autograph. So for me, it would be an interesting thing to try to go maybe and get the picture with him finally to go with my autograph. Guys, can anyone out there let me know if we're moving like kind of choppily or not? Because it looks on our end kind of choppy, like we move like laggy.
I wanted an autograph from Darth Maul.
Something on the Darth Maul.
Yeah, because I took a Snake Eyes trade paperback story that he wrote himself.
Oh, right.
So
Very
that's
cool.
what he signed.
Well, that's an excellent thing to get signed.
Yeah, and I like the Snake Eyes. So
yeah.
But I would like to get something with Darth Maul signed, but I have to see because $60. I was like, oof.
Yeah,
you know,
$60 for an auto.
Harsh. Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah. Untamable Amy in the house. What's up, sis? We appreciate you being here and joining in on the podcast. It's fun.
Lex says, yeah, it's kind of choppy.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know about the choppiness, guys. It's maybe because we're on another computer. It might not have the power of the other computer, which is probably why we tend to use that. That's
okay. You don't need to look at us. Just listen to it.
Yeah, just listen in. We'll try to. Right. You know, it's kind of neat, right? We're almost like a trance video, right? Anthony Barrera in the house. What's up, Anthony? We appreciate you being here, brother.
Steve says we're lagging too.
Okay. We appreciate you guys letting me know that we're lagging a little bit. We're going to do our best to kind of like, I think the more we sit still and just move our mouths only, we'll be like a old kung fu flick. Movie. You know what I mean? So I'll be like, hello. I can't do it good, but you know what I'm getting at, guys. So we're going to do our best, guys. This is my laptop, and it's a little bit newer than the laptop we use, but it just goes to show you the other laptop, I guess, had more power. So, you know, it is what it is, because we're going to do our best here. For our audio listeners, you don't have anything to worry about. You can just get to listen to this after the fact, and it's going to be great, and you're going to not have anything to worry about concerning that. Yep. So anything else, Double A? Some pickups?
Yeah. So you guys know I'm a big Black Adam fan, and they came out with this statue, and I was finally able to get it.
I love the lightning around the bottom of the cloud. It's very similar to the one that I showed last week of Big Blue himself, Superman. We showed. I think that's a gorgeous piece, Adam. So let me, yeah. So
and then you guys also know I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, so I picked up this bottle opener at Heroes. Yeah, right here.
Again, if you hold these or look at the bottom, guys, you can tell that they're made out of like an acrylic. It's like a hard plastic. But the detail is still really wonderful.
Yeah, right. The detail is great. Yeah, I love it.
I mean, he looks badass.
I love it.
And we've got him right here. I brought Soup back this week just so we could put him head to head like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's what The Rock wants.
Yeah,
and, most likely he's probably gonna get it.
Yeah, what The Rock wants, The Rock gets. Henry Cavill, Superman.
Yep, and that's a Superman he wants.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that'll be great. Well, yeah, he wants a buff Superman against.
He wants Henry Cavill.
Yeah. I mean, look at how he looks. He looks incredible himself. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's gonna be great. If our buddy Jerry Davila happens to join, Jerry D of Totally Rad Podcast, who we were a guest on, guys, don't forget, we were a guest a couple of episodes back on his podcast. Again, Totally Rad Podcast, the Thundercats episode. He talks about all things Christmas in the 80s. You don't get more specific than that, folks. But I brought out the mighty Lion-O himself. I was on a mad hunt at my house for this figure. I have a boxed version that hangs on my wall. It's been on my wall as long as I lived in my house, which is like 5 years now. But I also had bought one unboxed. I bought these both back in the day when I was not buying two toys anymore, but I had to have two. I wanted to open one and play with it. It's so posable, so fun. It looks right out of the cartoon. And apparently they stopped making this one, and then they went to make a smaller version. And then that was the one that people got. People wanted this one, but I truly love it. It's sort of just plastic and long, but it looks neat. And you can pose a lot of different ways. So, you know, there's nothing like playing with toys, guys, when you come out into just another Friday night. So we're going to put Lion-O here, the king of the Thundercats, the Lord of the Thundercats.
Lord of the Thundercats.
Right beside Superman and Black Adam here, who look extra badass also. I love that bottle opener. Dolly Nash is badass, man. The Green Lantern one. So
Jason said he's going to Traders. Let says that is cool. She also said Joe would like the bottle opener. All right, Joe.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, cool. Right on, man. Yeah, that's
Steve
awesome.
said he had to take his shades off too. Thundercats? Question mark? Yes, from the Thundercats.
Yes, from the 80s, the 1980s cartoon. We watched that when we were little boys, so you probably remember maybe us watching it being on. But the great opening, Thundercats. Oh, he put the sword up, and Jerry D did join. What's up, Jerry? Man, I need to catch a dope line. I need to catch up on the show, man. I know you just did a Prince episode. Huge Prince fan, Double A himself here. In fact, normally over here we have it sitting right beside us.
Magazine,
the Prince magazines. So very cool. But yeah, it might be it for news. Let me show a couple of pickups real quick. So, guys, of course, Falcon and the Winter Soldier has me super hyped for the Ed Brubaker version of Captain America. I'm a little bit behind the game, but I'm going to find this hardcover on eBay. I picked it up. I haven't unwrapped it and read it yet because it's volume 3, and I want to get volume 1 and 2. But if you can kind of see it there, great hardcover cap looking all awesome. On the back looks like it's him and, is that Crossbones? Him and Crossbones. Crossbones got the shield over him that we're kind of getting used to seeing that imagery.
Looks like from the Age of Ultron version of Crossbones.
While I was ordering, I also happened to order this one. I just thought it looked, I think I heard Ed Brubaker talk about it on Kevin Smith's podcast, this particular issue. Maybe I might be wrong, but I picked that one up. And then, of course, you guys know, well, I'm going to say first, my nephew is a big fan of Carnage. So these happen to be in my box. And then I got their red. We're reading the Wolverine red, black, white, and red. Yeah. But this is they did a Carnage version too. And this is the, there's a lot of glare. Sorry, guys. This is the issue 2. There were 2 covers. They happen to be in my box. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll get those for him. So my nephew loves him. But covers, I mean, I haven't gone through them yet, but very neat. So those 2 there. And then the last thing I picked up in all covers is because you get a special code inside of these if you play the game. You guys have heard me before talk about I play Fortnite with my nephew. It's a fun game. You run around and you shoot people, and you got these weird costumes. There's like you can be a banana or a hot dog, or you can. Then they got a bunch of Marvel characters too, like different times you can get different things. John Wick is in there. It's pretty cool. So they did a crossover. 2 things we like: Batman and Fortnite, and they put Batman in a comic book. And if you buy the comic book at your local comic book shop, get an actual hard copy. Inside there is a code for a free skin. So a skin is like, it'll make your character look a certain way. So like, for instance, this one, you get in issue 1 and you're going to get something different in each issue. You get a skin to look like Harley Quinn. So it's very cool. So this is one of the covers. You can kind of see, I'll kind of tilt it back so you can avoid the light, but that's when it's just Batman by himself. And then this is I think this is the main cover. It's called Fortnite 0 Point. And if you're familiar at all with the Fortnite lore, the 0 Point is a huge factor in that game. And then this is the variant cover. This is my favorite one. I think it's neat, kind of Batman with some of the Fortnite characters. But those are my pickups for the week, and I thought it was pretty cool. I haven't read through it yet, so I can't tell you guys about the story yet, but we did already get the skins. So me and my nephew got the new Harley Quinn skin, so it's neat, like in a red jacket, like a different look. So we haven't really played, hadn't had a chance to play, but there's been a lot going on. So I'll just kind of address it real quick. Some of you might know that are my personal friends on my Facebook, whatever, but in light of Superman's birthday that we mentioned as well, he turned, what did he turn?
83.
83. He was, I guess you could say, born 2 years after my grandma, my dad's mom. So she was going to turn 85 this past Sunday. But unfortunately, the day before she passed away, she had contracted COVID. We hadn't seen her because of that. And yeah, so it was pretty tough. Put that on my Facebook and stuff. She's a great lady, a real character, tough in her own way, and funny, and just like a what people call like a pistol, or like a firecracker. She was definitely all those things because she had her own brand of humor and all that. But she's going to be deeply missed by her family, and I know she's in a better place now, raising hell where she's at, and I thought that was really cool. I didn't realize that she was 2 years after she was born. Superman debuted in the comic books, so that was pretty cool.
She says her and Superman have a birthday.
Yeah, they share a birthday. So, Grandma, here's to you. Rest in peace. I love you, and I know you're in a better place. So yeah, thank you, Steve, for the condolences. Shortly after I saw you, we got the news at breakfast. Me and my sister. It came in that day, and that's what hindered my deliveries that day. Was that that just throws your world into upheaval. But we're all doing good. We're hanging in there. Thank everyone for all the good, messages on my personal Facebook and things like that. I really appreciate that, guys. Everyone has been really supportive and nice. And my dad is in this group, AA, and my uncle also, my uncle Bill. This was their mom. They're in this group that's like a family group of her distant family or whatever. But man, there was so many great comments in there when he posted it up about people that had met her, people I've never met that met her, and they had all these stories. Nice. And that was really neat to read through. So I think someone did like a genealogy thing, and then like through that, it created this Facebook group. So it was really, really cool to read all that stuff. And I posted a pic, and I thanked all those people I didn't know that I'd never met. I met my grandmother. Again, she was 84. The next day she's gonna be 85. But so that's what kind of put a little monkey wrench in the beginning of things. AA, I want to thank you personally, man, for all the promoting on the show, the Scorsese episode, man. Those great numbers we got on YouTube. You were posting everything up, and so I really, really always appreciate when you do that, man. Because it makes it so much easier for me to create the story afterwards when you already do the pictures. So super, super cool. Let's get into a few more comments before we get to our first break, and then we're going to get right into our topic. Can you guys figure it out yet? Do y'all know what we're talking about? So let's see. Oh, where are we going?
Right there. There we go. Let says he remembers us watching Thundercats.
That's right.
Jerry says, "What's happening?"
Not much, man. We're here. We're getting ready.
Finally, Friday.
Do the show.
Day I look forward to.
Check out our Instagram, Jerry. We had a bunch of technical difficulties earlier. If we look kind of laggy, we're on a different laptop than we normally use. And another reason we don't really love it is because it makes like this like whirring sound, like a whoo. And now that I've told you, you're going to hear it, because we're both hearing it in the mic and in our headphones or whatever. But the Mac, my girlfriend's old Mac, which is like 10 years old, it's really super quiet, and it's always worked really well. We think it's the power cord. I know I'm just on and on about our computer woes, but maybe somebody out there knows something that I don't know, whatever. So we bought an aftermarket charger, and it worked really well for a really long time. But we think that may be it. We're hoping that's what's it. Yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna order a new one with our t-shirt money. See, guys, everything goes back into the podcast. So you buy a t-shirt. We were gonna try to buy a webcam, but it looks like we're gonna be buying a charger instead. And we also don't have this lagginess that we have on this camera that apparently we're having. So that kind of sucks. But yeah. Then Jerry also says, "Nice."
Was a bad dude, and he could play.
Oh man, and I heard everything. Right? They say he could play. He could play by ear.
Keyboards,
piano,
drums, guitar. Yeah.
That's insane. It's incredible, man. I mean, that's awesome. I saw a really funny meme of Prince, and it had him where he's got like the hair wrap and it's up, and he's like doing like a kissy face, and he's sucking a lollipop, and it says Prince is the only guy that could send this selfie to a girl and still get laid that night. I was like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. The guy was the man. So Jerry also says Brubaker killed it on Cap. Yeah, Jerry, did you catch him on Kevin Smith? He had some really interesting things to say about the Winter Soldier and how he was kind of treated by Marvel. Not bad, but just not what you might expect for the guy that pretty much you could say created the Winter Soldier. Not Bucky. We know Bucky was there for forever. We don't want to take
the character of Winter Soldier.
Almost like we say about Wolverine, as you know him. We know who created Wolverine, but Wolverine as we know him, you really got to credit Chris Claremont. The Canadian, the claws, the Weapon X, everything. I mean, sometimes someone lends something more to the character, and you can't deny that. So, let's see what else we got here.
He goes, "What do you guys think of Ellis's run on Moon Knight?" I can't really answer that question. I've never really read Moon Knight, so
yeah.
But every time I always see Moon Knight, it's always a pretty critically acclaimed book.
Yeah. I also unfortunately have not read that yet, Jerry. Give us a suggestion. What would you get as a first trade? I would love to read it. Is it Warren Ellis? Warren Ellis wrote some Moon Knight. Am I correct? Do I have the right Ellis? I would love to read it. Obviously, we've got who's our guy? Oscar Isaac going to play him. I've been seeing the little YouTube videos of him working out.
Man,
that shit looks really dope. I mean, if you're gonna get that kind of fighting, I'm there for it.
Yeah. Let says she loved your grandma. Steve says condolences, Chuck.
Thank you, Steve.
Joe says sorry for your loss, Chuck. If you need me, just call me.
Thank you, Joe. I certainly will, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Hey, thank you for the suggestion on New Frontier yesterday, Joe. I really appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, huge congrats. I think I did already mention Joe and our friend the Dork Dad, Lucky, now doing their own.
No, we haven't
podcast.
really mentioned it. So this is going to be like our first time mentioning it like live right now.
Yeah. So guys, a friend of the show, Joe Martinez, a huge fan of our show. We often sometimes call him our number one fan. Kind of our only, I would say, in a sense, a fan that we made out of just doing this show without actually knowing him before. We appreciate all of you guys, but it's neat when we get like an organic fan versus somebody that we already knew. So Joe is definitely that. I've had the opportunity and pleasure to meet him in person and hang out a couple of times. Great guy, great family man, really great family man. And I know you can relate to that, Double A. So we always understand when you're doing baseball and stuff like that with your kids, man, and your little ones. And we think that's number one.
More important.
That's great. So that's awesome, man. Good luck to your Sunday night. I know you said they're playing 2 games, I think.
Go East Central. That's our school.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my school now.
And that's his his school too. So
Highlands.
right, which is Joe's alma mater, oddly enough. But so Joe is a huge podcast fan. He's a fan of all kinds of podcasts. He used to put us in touch with Jerry D and put us in the Tis the Podcast group. There's a whole subsection, guys, of people that just do Christmas podcasts, including Jerry, who does Totally Rad Christmas. But he put us in there with them. Jerry had us on his show, and that was really cool. So he heard our episode we were on with the Dork Dad from the Dork Dad podcast, Lucky, and now Lucky and Joe did their show of their own. It is called Now Watch This with Lucky and Joe. It's on the Dork Dad podcast, I guess, network or whatever. But just search it. You can find it. We've put up links in our group. I tell them you guys are all welcome to post in our group your stuff, promote it. Because you know what, guys? We're on for a few hours a week on Friday. And then what are you going to fill the rest of your week with if you're listening to a podcast? Go listen to one of these guys. I promise you'll enjoy it. Jerry's a wonderful host. Lucky's a wonderful host. And now Joe is a wonderful host.
Hey, Joe.
They just covered King Kong and Godzilla. It was so funny. I was laughing. Their first time out or whatever together. And they don't know each other personally. They met each other to do this or whatever. And they weren't together in the same room. So that's also difficult. But no, I mean, all the kudos in the world to it. I cannot wait to hear the next one. I just asked Joe. Obviously, there's always scheduling conflicts. But guys, go check out Now Watch This with Lucky and Joe. There's links in our things. Joe, feel free to plug yourself and throw those links in there. And who knows what the future may hold? We may have a little crossover episode. That's always possible. We're always open to doing things with everybody else. Double A now fully vaxxed, and I'm almost there myself. Next week I'll get my final my second shot, so I'll be fully vaxxed as well. But so there's that stuff, guys. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to our guys, Jesse and Billy of El Luchador and Tandem. Me and Steve had coffee at Tandem this past weekend, but right now at El Luchador, if you guys are not watching our show and you want to go out, they're having a fiesta kind of kickoff thing there. They're doing a little bit of booths. They got some turkey legs out there and some other foods. And if you're vaxxed and you're masked and you want to go hang out outdoors, they got the parking lot, I think, across the street, like outside, and now the rain is gone. So go get a turkey leg and go try to have like a mini fiesta unto yourself. We want to support them. The Luchador is a great kick-ass bar with all the Mexican wrestling you can ever want. Let's see. Cheers to your grandmother. Oh yeah, guys, we're getting close to that 30-minute break, so I'm gonna pull us in a second here. Give me just a second to do that. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and do that right now on the audio so that we can get to. You know what? I'm going to send this to a quick break, guys. We'll be right back. If you're joining us Facebook Live, we don't go anywhere, so we're going to stick around right here with you. But if you are just listening to us on audio, we'll be back in a quick 30 seconds. Guys, you're here with us Facebook Live. You know that we didn't go anywhere. We just do that for our audio listeners. We put a little commercial break in there if you hear us on Spotify or iTunes, anywhere else. Also, you get to hear our really rad kick-ass music on that one. I know I froze. I saw myself freeze. So I'm probably seeing the same lagginess as you guys. Again, I apologize for that. I don't know. It might be my computer is weak. It's a wimpy computer. But let's read through your comments, guys, while we're here. Steve says, cheers to your grandmother. Cheers to grandma. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Jerry says, genealogy is always fun. Double A, go ahead.
Steve, I think, guessed it. What our
that topic.
Our topic is going to be. So
sorry, it's going so fast.
Ooh, right there.
Okay.
He said rock. Kind of. Jerry says, Marvel's notorious for their royalty shenanigans.
Again,
we've talked about this kind of before with like the Chappelle incident.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ed Brubaker even said they do a work for hire.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, you're creating under the Marvel banner, you're going to get your name out, but you're working for hire.
If someone told me I'm going to give you 50 grand to do this, I would just probably say yes.
I think did it really sound like maybe he just wanted more like, hey, this is from Ed Brubaker's story? Did he kind of sound like that? Like, at least mention me, give me credit.
Let me tell you
for the story.
I want you to tell me what you think, because this was kind of the kind of quote that stood out to people. He said he makes more off of the royalties he got for his brief cameo in Winter Soldier than he did for his hand in kind of crafting the story. So that's kind of hurtful. I think that
you've heard these stories forever, starting with Action Comics. You've heard it with Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. They got a bad deal.
Super bad deal.
You know what? At the end, all they really wanted was just to say, you know what? Just tell people that we're the ones that created him. And they were pretty happy with that, So I don't know. It's a shitty business, I guess. We love comics. We love the art of comics. We love, the storytelling. But I guess if you're a writer artist, you kind of got to know.
But you know what? I won't even say it's a shitty business. I will say that it's just a business, and that's how businesses are run, because we've heard it in wrestling. We've heard it in music, especially music. Yeah. How many young Motown artists got fucking ripped off? Bad. You know what I mean? Here's the thing.
Not just Motown. I mean, you can say the Beatles, how they lost their music rights.
Yeah, sure.
How the hell did Michael Jackson end up with the music rights to the Beatles music? I was like, wow.
Let me tell you guys a quick story. When you talk about this type of thing, right? There's two people that I think of right away when I think of that. They're creators, and they own their shit, and they owned it from the get-go, and they've owned it the whole time. And I can think about this. And they thought nobody was going to care or want it. So they just said, we want to own it outright. Elvira owns the Elvira character outright. She got taken to court. Foxy Roxy. By Vampira. Because she thought it was a knockoff. But no, because she said that it was a completely different character, because she's like a Valley girl.
She's a Valley girl, also airhead kind of
horror. Yeah. The other guy is Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. He outright owns Pee Wee Herman. That is his creation, his character. And anytime that's anywhere, that's 100% his. Now, I don't know if there's a way to educate yourself, because like we've said it before, if somebody came and said, hey, we're going to buy your first 50 episodes and they're going to give us, $200K each, we're probably going to take that deal.
And I think that's why Image was so revolutionary. Image Comics, your creator owned. And I think even Dark Horse does that too, because I think Frank Miller's Sin City is all his.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's certain businesses, but once you're under like an umbrella like Marvel or DC, you can kind of forget about that. You're more or less, they're giving you the name. They're bringing out your name more to the public than maybe if it would be in Dark Horse or maybe if it would be in Image. Like Michael Turner exploded after the Image. I mean, he was famous for Image, but then once he got out for Marvel and DC, it was like Michael Turner.
I mean, what about our other love, George Lucas or whatever? It's like, Carrie Fisher, the famous joke, I got to pay him $5 every time I look in the mirror. It's like, I mean, all I could say is educate yourself and be smart. And, I know it's hard. It's hard when the money's in front of you, because you never had that. And if you're living in your car and someone is like, here's $50K.
You're like, okay.
I mean, and I get it. And I did kind of feel like,
you just don't know if anything's going to go anywhere. I mean, who knew the comic business would be where it's at, where you can actually grade stuff and it'd be worth like $100,000 or even thousands of dollars, really, for like one book. Yeah. You're like, wow.
No, for sure.
I never thought this would ever turn into anything, Those creators from like the 40s and 50s, they never thought any of this shit was going to be worth anything. They're just doing it for a paycheck.
Think about this, guys. For the raw deal that, Siegel and Schuster, who created Superman, got, how many raw deals were out there for characters that we might love now and know, but we don't even know who created them. I don't know who created Moon Knight. Maybe that guy got a raw deal. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people don't know who created Wolverine. We know, but did he get a great deal? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
especially the way Wolverine became.
Yeah. I mean, the thing. Come on, guys. We all think about that. Where we're like, man, who came up with something? Somebody invented one day.
When somebody puts $100,000 in your lap and says, "Here," and you're just like, wow, that's the most
never
money
seen that much before
I've ever seen.
Especially if you're like eating off ramen noodles for every day. You're like, I want to eat fucking Taco Bell today, and I can't.
Exactly. I mean, so you start thinking about your family. You start thinking about your mother, what you can do with that money, you know, and it's just, you take it.
And Brubaker brought it up in that interview. He brought up how Chappelle, kind of made it public. He used his platform. Now, maybe if Brubaker writes a comic book, which I heard that one of his recent stories is kind of about that, about a guy who gets a raw deal, and maybe you make it brought to the public, and then if the company is willing to, make amends and do right by you, that's great. You know what I mean? I'm like, but, we all got to be honest with ourselves. I mean, it's like, if you go to a restaurant and you eat a shitty meal, it's like, it's done already. You know what I mean?
Look, like, even Jack Kirby got a crap deal, and that's he's a co-creator of most of the Marvel characters, so even someone like him,
Yeah. Let's get back into the comments. Jerry says, oh shit. I'm sorry. Jerry had just said,
Joe says he's looking forward to the Moon Knight movie. Jerry says, yes, the Warren Ellis stuff would be a good start.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jerry.
Joe says, I am very organic. Anthony says, have y'all seen the new Mortal Kombat? Not yet.
I did do a quick watch, not a quick watch, but I watched it, but I wasn't really watching it. So I did see it. Yes, Anthony.
Jerry says he's got to go as usual.
Okay,
he's got to go.
Not a problem, Jerry. We know you're doing
he's going to listen
stuff.
to it later. So
thank you, Jerry. We appreciate
Thanks, Jerry. Joe says appreciate the shout out, San Antonio podcast family, and he's going to get his second shot on Monday.
Right on, Joe. Good, man. Glad to hear it.
Oh, Roxanne's in there.
Oh, what's up, Foxy Roxy in the house?
So she's giving us a little tidbit. Michael Jackson asked Paul McCartney for music advice. Paul McCartney said to make sure to own music rights. When the Beatles' music rights came up for auction, he invested in the most sought-after music copyright by outbidding Paul McCartney. That is a very famous story.
Kind of makes it even colder that he was one that gave him that advice.
Yeah, no, that's a very true story. And they were collaborating a lot prior to this thing. And
my sister loves The Girl Is Mine. That's like her favorite song.
So I mean, and he never sold those at all. Even when he was going bankrupt, he never sold those.
Does it make me think that Michael Jackson is a piece of shit? No. Because if I had the money to make that investment, I would have probably made it too. Yeah, you're telling me, Double A, are you telling me Paul McCartney couldn't have outbid him?
No, he couldn't. Not at that point. Michael Jackson was way, way more richer at that point.
Was John Lennon still alive?
No.
And you can't borrow money from Ringo and George.
And I think at that point,
I don't know.
I think at that point, Paul McCartney was the only one that was really hot still with the music.
Yeah. Plus, I know this is at his height, right? Like Michael Jackson in the 80s.
And you got to think if Paul McCartney had the music rights to the Beatles, he probably would have been richer. But he's probably, at this time, he's probably only banking off Wings.
Yeah. That's insane to think
about. So he's probably not even banking off Beatles too much. He's probably banking off Wings. So, I mean, and Michael Jackson was hot shit at this time.
Yeah, in the 80s, man. Yeah. Jerry, Dylan, Roxanne, Steve, you guys are still listening here. Holty Bear's in the house. Holty, tell me what you guys think. I've always said this. The holy trinity of music in the 80s is Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Prince. Is that what you guys would say?
Okay.
Is that what you guys? I don't know if that's what I've always thought in my mind. But kind of tough when you're up against one of the holy trinity there. Paul McCartney got outbid. Man, it does kind of stink.
Rock God, big time rock God, but
yeah.
Because when he passes away, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge,
I know.
Tough, Steve says, hope it all goes up for you guys. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Roxanne says, hey. Jonathan says, hey.
What up?
Joe says it ruined his and Mike's relationship, but hey, it's awesome.
hey.
And then Roxanne told you, you asked the question. She goes, nope. John Lennon died in December 1980.
Damn it.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Michael. Dang it, Michael. Well, please, Tito, bring me a tissue. Bring me some dollars for this money.
Roxanne says David Bowie is pretty big in the 80s.
Okay. But he was
big, but
he wasn't in the Holy Trinity.
Not as big as those three.
Mm-hmm. See there? Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Prince, the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, because Bowie was on a bit of a slump until Let's Dance came out like in 83.
Let's Dance.
Yeah. And you know who plays guitar in that song?
No.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Wow.
He plays guitar on that album, actually.
Nothing beats coming to Just Another Friday Night and getting a little bit of music, history, and education.
I was floored when I found that out, and I bought that album right away. When I found out Stevie Ray Vaughan played guitar on Let's Dance, I was like, wow.
Put on.
And then you can hear it. Like when you start actually hearing the songs, you can actually hear the guitar parts, and you're like, oh, yeah.
I'm just moving around to fuck with you. Double A, I can't read anything. So
after that, then Steve says, "Yeah, I remember when John went down." So
yeah, man, that's fucking.
And
wild.
I think that's it, man.
That was before we were born. So, but sad though. Yeah, definitely. If you guys love the Beatles though, and I listened to the other day. I was in a Beatles mood. You ever get like that's when the band is great when you get in a mood. So I got in a mood for the Beatles and I was hearing them. But a great movie to watch is Yesterday. If you ever get a chance, I really loved it. It's so super cute.
Where the guy rips off the Beatles.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a multiverse too, right?
It's like what if the Beatles never existed?
What if the Beatles never existed?
He pretty much banks on the Beatles stuff because he knows it.
Yeah, because he was like knocked out when this, like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine you wake up in a world where it's also funny because throughout the movie, he's like, "Can I get a Coke?" And they're like, "What's a Coke?" So it's like one of those kind of movies. But I think it's such a cute, like, little story or whatever. It's really great. No, check it out. Yesterday or whatever. That guy's
everybody
really
loves the Beatles. You know that when that #1 album came out, it's the best selling album of the like that 2000s. It's the best selling album of that whole 2000s.
You know what? You know why I'm fucking up the comments too? Because we're on the different computer, and on her Apple computer, when you roll the thing it goes down, and now it's regular. I'm so sorry, guys. I turned the screen up.
And look, Steve the fan of Stevie Ray. Yes, Stevie Ray.
We love Stevie Ray Vaughan. When I hear his music come on, the riffs hit. I'm like, I need to be in a bar drinking right now.
Yeah.
I need a beer in my hand. Totally. What else was I going to say? Something about that. Oh, you know who doesn't love the Beatles? I said Jess. Jess doesn't love the Beatles that much. I know. I broke my heart. I was like, what? I was like, everybody loves the Beatles. What's wrong with you?
Chelsea from the Daily, I forgot. Roxanne, help me out. Chelsea.
Oh, Daily News Tarot?
Yes.
Yeah. She's also from
today. She posted up a George Harrison song. Something. Right. That's always a great song. Even the man, the king himself covered that song. So
thank you. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Yeah, Chelsea, Roxanne, and their sister Shannon, they do the Daily Tarot news. Great guys, go and check out that. It's so fun. If you love like your signs and moon sign, earth sign, they know all that stuff. And Shannon is one of the greatest readers, and she has the best decks. She has like the Game of Thrones deck, the Big Lebowski deck. So it's so much fun. I read mine the other day, yesterday, and it said, "Don't spend money." And I was gonna buy all these collectibles, and I didn't buy them because it said not to. So follow along with that. Guys.
Oh shit! Okay.
So go check it out. Follow them on Instagram. Is where they're mainly big. Daily News Tarot. But guys, I think we're about ready to get into the talk of the night.
I think you guys are gonna like this a lot.
I think so too. And we really want y'all's input and feedback on this, so we can hear what y'all saying. I know y'all see me struggling to read, right? I know. I'm sorry. So, guys, let me read the last few comments. We're gonna go right into it. Double A, can you help me out?
Steve says Yellow Submarine was also good. The movie, he says.
Oh, I've never seen it. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
I know it's pretty fucking trippy.
Okay. Steve, that was in the old, the good old flying the weather balloon days, maybe. We don't judge. Yeah, long time ago. Yeah. What else we got there? That's it.
Steve says Rocket Bros. So let's
get
into it.
All right, here it comes then, guys. Without further ado, the topic for tonight. Guys, welcome back from that quick break. Thank you for hanging out with us. Of course, you know that every Friday night we also go live on Facebook. And if you want to join the conversation and be a part of what we're talking about, join us and listen if you can. You know what I mean? If not, you can always keep listening to us on audio. That's 100% fine. We don't mind. But we are live on Fridays, and we read through all your comments every 30 minutes. And we love that. And of course, if you want to ever see all the comments, all the things that we talk about, you can do so on our YouTube channel. Search Just Another Friday Night and look for our logo, and we're there. Hit subscribe, and then you can see the full episode with all the comments that we read throughout. Because, that's all on there. I can't wait till we watch this one back where we look all choppy or whatever. But but great comments during that last break, guys. We really appreciate everyone chiming in. Talked about a few things that are kind of related to what we're going to talk about tonight. So, Double A, tonight, give it to us here. Adrenalize me. What are we discussing tonight?
So we are discussing our concert experiences, man. It's almost kind of like our WrestleCon episode.
Totally.
Episode, but this time we're going into our own personal live experiences.
Live, loud. We are. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Just Another Friday Night Podcast comes alive.
Yeah, totally, man. Guys, like I said at the beginning, you wanted the best, you got the best. Obviously, we've got our band T-shirts on. Steve took a guess at rock. It is going to be mainly rock centric, only because
I know you've seen some other.
I've seen some other acts. You've probably seen some other acts too, right?
Not too much.
Pop? You seen some pop?
Not too much.
No, not too much. Okay. Well, we do.
I've seen a major one. Yeah, I guess you can say I've seen.
You see the major, and not only that too, but rock music itself. You can break that down into different genres. There's definitely some rock music you've seen that I probably would never go see. And if you guys saw earlier in the week, my lovely lady Jess posted up a new Funko Pop she got. Did you see it? She got the Papa Emeritus Funko Pop.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And Friday Nighter Joe was quick to comment that I saw them live and that he really enjoyed it.
Wow.
So guys, what were your concert experiences? What was the best? What was the worst?
What was your first?
Yeah, what was your first? We're going to talk about a myriad, a variety, a hodgepodge, if you will, of shows we've been to and seen. It will generally be around the world of rock music because that's our favorite.
San Antonio was known as the heavy metal capital of the world at one time.
The Sex Pistols pretty much broke here, which is punk.
Yeah, but not just them. Judas Priest broke here. AC/DC broke here.
I heard Metallica also in a ways.
Metallica, a lot of the 80s bands. We had a really badass. We had our own legendary DJ, Joe Anthony, the Godfather. Man, he turned San Antonio on to so many Canadian bands, English bands, Detroit bands, American bands. Kiss, actually.
Kiss, right?
He was under the Kiss banner.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And he would play whole albums, front and back. He got Legs Diamond in here. He got Budgie in here. He's got Moxie in here. Judas Priest. Rob Halford always mentions Joe Anthony every concert, for giving them a break here in Texas.
Man.
Yeah,
because you need a DJ to play you in town back in those days, right?
And Joe Anthony was one of those legendary DJs you hear about. So
yeah. How about this? When I was going to San Antonio College and I was studying radio, TV, and broadcasting, one of my teachers in one of my radio classes was one of the former 99.5 Kiss DJs, and then became a KZEP DJ with classic rock. T-Bone.
If you guys remember that one. T-Bone's Cuts.
T-Bone's Prime Cuts. What a great name, right? Yeah. And he was a guy that looked like a soccer dad, and you never would have guessed.
Most of those guys do.
Yeah, nice fellow, really well versed. Took us to his office at KZIP. We saw his albums that went gold, that they sent him those because he helped break a lot of those bands here too by playing them on the radio. It was a really cool, smart guy. I can't even remember what class that was. It was music something or other. But SAC, shout out to them, San Antonio College, for making a partnership with him and getting him to educate the students that were in those classes about that. So, Double A, let's get right into it, man. I mean, I don't know where you want to. I've got a list of questions for you, and I've got a list of shows I've seen. So, you know what? I'll start out with this.
Okay.
Shows we've been at together.
Okay. So one of the ones I remember was the Danzig with special guest appearance of Doyle. So this was kind of like the closest before they got back together, like in 2018, I think it was 2017, 2018. This was kind of like the closest Danzig had ever got to Misfits. It was cool. He was going to play 20 minutes of Misfits music, with his set. So he would open up with his set. In the middle would be 20 minutes, and then he would finish it off with his own. I go see him. CM had started really getting into the Misfits a lot.
Love the Misfits.
He loves Danzig too.
Loves Danzig.
Okay, but Misfits was where it was at.
Yeah.
We went to Grand Central Station.
Now
that
closed. Now defunct.
It's going to be a Via spot now.
Yeah.
It was one of those fests that Danzig had. I forgot what it was called, but man, oh man. So Danzig comes out, it's kind of just like a straightforward heavy metal concert, just a little mosh pit, everyone's jamming out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the part. Doyle comes out. He calls Doyle. Doyle comes in. Yeah, so every time he steps, he kind of plays like the guitar. He's like,
And I didn't realize, I know he's got the big boots on, but that fucker looked like Frankenstein for real. He was
Doyle is huge. Fucking jacked. And Danzig does a classic punk. 1, 2, 3, 4. And man, they burst into Misfits. That fucking little mosh pit went, whoa. It fucking blew us away.
Now, that was me, you, and your older brother.
Yes, what you seen.
Boys, on our basketball episode. Yeah. These two guys pretty much saved my life because that pit exploded. And in fact,
I've never seen a pit explode that fast.
I don't think me either. Double A. And here's what I also remember is that this is what I hate. This is going to be a kind of trend for me throughout this episode is that my memory is shit. And also because I'm fucking boozing at all these concerts or whatever. But I don't remember Mother. I know he played it. I don't remember Twisted Cane. I know he played it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember any of the Misfits songs, but I know he played it. But what I remember is that moment. Man, you guys don't like being in the pit, but you were in the pit because it's so fast. And you guys were fucking throwing guys. In fact, you're giving them a shove just to get them away because that pit broke out so fast. And I was like, holy shit. I was in that pit, man. It was wild. It was wild.
That was crazy.
But what I do remember walking away was that it was a great fucking show.
I think the first song they bust out was 20 Eyes.
20 Eyes.
And then they played Skulls.
Yeah.
They played Last Caress. They played Attitude. It was just a great fucking set. It was amazing to see Danzig and Doyle because, like I said, that was like the closest we were ever going to get to a Misfit set. So, obviously they've gotten together, done some places, but like big places,
and not near here.
Not near here.
I know we would
like
go
Las Vegas, Philadelphia. They sold out Madison Square Garden.
Shit,
they might be the first punk band that ever sold out Madison Square Garden.
I would imagine. So that's I didn't know that. That's pretty wild, man. Yeah.
But man, great stuff. We were beating up that night, but we enjoyed that night.
Yeah. No, you guys kicked ass, man. That was a great. I remember just coming off of a high out of the show. That those things like that really resonate with me. Like I might not remember how their version of something was, but I remember like the feeling I had. And it was like a buzz. Like man, it was like a real.
Every show that had Doyle for that tour sold out. Every fucking tour every show that had Doyle on there. It was crazy. All these other ones, you can still buy tickets, but if it had Doyle there, sold out. Boom.
Now, Double A, did we buy merch? Did we hit the merch? I don't remember anything.
I don't have anything of Danzig.
God damn, I would love to have that. That would be incredible.
At that time, I wasn't really buying merch. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Now I have to get a tour tee.
I was going to ask you, what's your tradition? That's my tradition. I might see a shirt I like the front better, but if it doesn't have the dates on back, I don't usually get it.
I don't get it either. And
I was going to bring my tour shirts, some of them to show, but I was like, as Jerry said, visuals don't really work on a podcast that often, although we do have a visual medium as well.
We do, yeah.
So I should have brought them maybe. But you guys don't want to see my 300 t-shirts or whatever, but
oh man, I have a shitload too.
They're not all bands, whatever, but yeah, I usually do from a show buy that's the shirt I buy. I've kind of got Jess into that too. Like you should get the one with the dates that let you know when you were there and the day they were in the city. So great pick. Okay, I'm gonna go with what I think is the first one that we were at together, if I remember correctly. I think I might have got a free ticket, maybe from your brother. I got an invite. I don't remember buying this ticket, but it might have been in like 04. But it was Ozfest, Black Sabbath with Tony Iommi was the headliner, and Priest opened. That was my first time seeing Tony Iommi.
So it was the original Black Sabbath. Mm-hmm. It was 2004 Ozfest. I know which one you're talking about.
That was right, 04. Okay.
Judas Priest just got back with Rob Halford, and just like that, Judas Priest became a name again, became a headliner. And behind Judas Priest, CM probably doesn't remember, was Slayer. So it was Slayer, Judas Priest, and Black Sabbath.
Shit, did we catch all three?
Yes.
Oh shit,
yes,
I remember that.
Yeah. And before that was even Super Jordan Ritual, which we kind of missed, but that's Phil Anselmo's other band. So
nice.
Yeah, so it was a pretty powerhouse Ozfest that year. What was a bonus for me, obviously, was Judas Priest got back with Rob Halford since it was the first time since like 1991. Okay. And so he's back in the fold, but it was my first time to actually see Black Sabbath, the original.
Yeah.
The all four still playing together. Man, what a great night that was.
So this for me was rad because my dad had famously always seen Black Sabbath, and I know he saw that version. He saw them in the 70s, whatever. I mean, he saw a lot of shows at Municipal Auditorium when it was Municipal Auditorium because that's where they would play.
Yeah.
And I've seen his ticket stubs. He still has some. Yeah. He has his AC/DC one. He has that one. And he's seen a lot, like a lot of other ones. Those if you can. Yeah, I've actually been looking for them, so I will post them if I can get them. My dad's ticket
I still got a lot of my ticket stubs.
So I have a lot of mine too somewhere, except when they start doing the paper, right? Kind of.
I hate that paper.
The paper blows, man.
Fucking paper sucks.
So, however it was, I got in to go with you guys. I got to go with you guys. I remember we went kind of.
The launch seats were only $20. That was what's great about Verizon.
Maybe I did buy it.
Maybe you did because man, launch seats were only like $10-$20 at that time.
And that's the next thing I was going to say. It was at Verizon Amphitheater, now defunct. Also, 2 venues now, no longer there. We loved it, right? It was a cool venue.
I liked it, and I think that's why a lot of bands don't come anymore because there's not that venue anymore. But man, it was a great venue. It was a great night. It felt great. It was cool because like during the Black Sabbath sets, we had like people started like 2 bonfires, so it looked very fucking cool. It was very eerie, especially when they played Black Sabbath. Yeah, the song Black Sabbath.
I don't remember that.
Oh man, it looked so cool.
So here's what I remember about that show. My memory. I remember one. I was kind of a little bit more blown away by Priest. I was like, man, they fuck. So, I was like, fuck, they fucking tore it up. Like I was like, damn.
Black Sabbath had kind of played. It was always the same songs. Judas Priest, Halford was back, man. Yeah, he was fucking back into the fold.
But it was neat for me to see the version of the band my dad saw years before. But it was also neat to see this because this is right around the time of a little bit maybe after or right around the time of the Osbourne show.
Oh yeah, this is way after.
So this is like people were like, man, Ozzy's old, man, like blah blah. So this is what I was shocked by. This motherfucker was running around the stage back and forth. You know how he always talk on the show, can't understand the fucking thing. He was singing clear and badass, his voice out, and he was grabbing these buckets of water. Remember that? And he was throwing them on the crowd. And he'd run on and grab the buckets. And I had never seen that. And I didn't know that.
Been his trademark for a long time.
First time seeing them live, and I was like, man, this dude is fucking getting it. Like his cardio was incredible. Like I was like, holy shit. So I mean, I remember that being so badass, being more floored by Priest, but that Black Sabbath was still amazing. And
it was amazing. It was amazing.
All the tunes, man, all the hits, all the ones that you might have heard it on 99.5 Kiss 1,000 times. So you just change it now, or you don't want to hear it no more. So you get your own music or your own style of radio. But when you're hearing it fucking live and the guys in front of you and Ozzy Osbourne singing in front of you, it is fucking different, man. And when Rob Halford's singing with Priest, you're like, holy shit.
Oh yeah. So Rob was still very young and he still could belt out the high pitched scream.
Live music, literally by the sound, pushes into your body. Like it fucking is hitting your body and you're like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you've never, and I didn't start going to concerts till I got much older. Like
same here.
Same here. I used to work for the famous Hot Topic store, right? The goth, the black store, all that, the black clothing, all the back in the old days, right? I worked there. I had long hair, but I didn't have any piercings, and I still have no tattoos. And I didn't own one rock T-shirt. I didn't own one, not one. And I worked there for a whole year. I was like the movie guy. I was like the go-to, the comic book guy, the pop culture guy. That's what I was, even though like I had like long hair like a rocker. But I learned so much about music from the people that I worked with and things like that. And of course, I mean, I always had my own taste with you guys and my dad, but it wasn't until around that time and shortly after that, I started going to like a lot more shows and a lot more concerts. And then it was like, I was just like hooked because live music is like really any live music. If you go see the guy fucking play violin down in the corner of the fucking Market Square, it's really awesome if you sit there and vibe with it. You know what I mean? So when you're at a big concert like that, and it's like the music's like I said, literally pumping into you, you're like, holy shit! Like, there's really not a type of music you can't enjoy. Plus, everyone else is vibing. I'm talking more about that in a little bit. But yeah, that's my first memory of us being at a show together. That one, which is before yours, the Danzig one, because I don't remember when Danzig was. But it was.
I don't remember either.
Okay, but what do you got next? What do you got next?
Oh, I was gonna say real quick. Another band I was excited to see on that show was Slayer, and I gotta admit, I was pretty disappointed.
Wow.
Slayer's always been considered one of the best live bands out there. That live is better than the studio. I was really disappointed. They kind of just went through the stages and then got off.
Oh, wow.
I was like, for my first time seeing them, I was a little disappointed.
You think tired or maybe just?
I don't know. Maybe 30-minute set, who knows? But I'll get back to them a little bit later to see to tell you what I thought of the second time I saw him.
So. I'm glad you told me that because I didn't even know that. And I'm going to talk about this too. There's a couple of bands that I've seen that I wasn't into at the time. So I saw them and I'm like, oh, I saw them, but I didn't.
Really know, but it's like, it kind of sucks, right? Like, you're like, fuck. Yeah. I don't remember.
So those two would definitely be on my list that I know that we were at. And there's one more I want to talk about. And then we'll get off of ones we've been at together, unless you have another one in your memory. But the other one will be at Metallica together.
Yes.
That was your first time seeing Metallica and my first time seeing Metallica.
First time seeing Metallica in 2009, October of 2009. Yeah. September of 2009. Finally, because they hadn't came to San Antonio in fucking forever.
And this is after Kurt. We're getting
no, it's Jason. After Jason.
We
got Robert
Trujillo. Yeah, we had Trujillo. Yeah. So
again, we kind of missed the first band, and it was Lamb of God. So
I realize that's who we missed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't into him. I've tried getting into him, and I still haven't gotten into him. So it wasn't like a big deal for me.
It would have just been one of those ones that you saw, whatever.
Yeah. So Metallica, though, man, what do you think? Yeah, I like the setup. I like how they're in the middle first off.
That was neat.
Middle setup, and they face everyone.
Yeah, the stage rotates. That's what I remember. Like the stage is kind of going like this, like it's spinning around. So it's like everyone can see because it's all around.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
Which was great.
Like AT&T, right?
Yes.
So at AT&T,
I
don't know if it's sold out, but it was very fucking full.
It was sold out.
There's not a lot of specifics that stand out to me about the set that I remember, but I remember I had a blast. I remember I was fucking googly eyes over some dumb girl. Which is always
the thing too is like we like a whole bunch of us went, but for whatever reason, like it was me, CM, my brother Will, and the chickie girl, and then my future wife, she was like by herself, and then my brother and his future wife were like over here.
Really? So we were all separate like that. What?
Yeah. So it was kind of weird. So
Double A's wife, I'm really sorry because I should have kicked that coos out.
Well, no, that's actually kind of where we start first talking.
Really?
Yeah. So that's always like a very special moment for us.
Nothing like metal love.
Exactly. Yeah, that's always a special date. That's kind of like where we first started.
I didn't know that. Yeah. That's cute. Yeah, that's talking, a good. So. What they call it a meet cute. The young people.
Yeah.
So Double A, do you remember anything specific about the set?
Yeah. So it was kind of cool because they played Stone Cold Crazy. That was fucking sweet.
I do remember that.
Man.
Yes.
That was fucking sweet.
Man, Queen cover. That's one of my favorite Queen songs. Fast, heavy.
The way Metallica does it, they bring it up even more. They played one. They played what was that Mission Impossible song?
Somewhere I Belong, somewhere I Remain, something I Remain.
No.
Fuck, I forgot which one.
Well, it's a Mission Impossible song.
That's a good one.
They hadn't played that like in years and years.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It was a good set. It was like they played like about maybe 3 or 4 of the Death Magnetic songs. They played like Cyanide. They played The Day That Never Comes.
Love The Day That Never Comes.
Yeah, and if you look like on top, they had like the coffins, the Death Magnetic.
Yeah, this stuff was kind of like I remember that too. Now that you say that, and I do remember the big balloon drop at the end, the black silver, balloons, which is kind of neat because it's like black and silver spurs. You know what I mean? So I thought that was really cool. Those are the things I remember specifically about it, and the stage, it being a good show, but I would put it on. I just don't have a lot of standout memories of it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, for me, that's the last I can remember of shows that we were at together.
I think we're at one more.
Okay.
I think it was Judas Priest and Queensryche.
Yes. You know what?
He came out with the Tim Duncan.
Yeah, the Tim Duncan joke. That was a fantastic joke because that night, and I remember this, we could have been at the award, the ring ceremony because we won.
No, it wasn't with the ring
ceremony. Not the ring. It was the celebration, the championship celebration.
Yes. We had just beat Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But we had got.
So it was our first title?
No, it was our third title.
Third title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we went to the concert again. It was really cheap. The lawn seats. It was the first concert I actually took my best friend Michelle to. So me and her were hanging out like that whole day. We kind of missed the Queensryche set, which I was fine with.
I remember that I caught a little bit of it, and I was like, "Well, they didn't do Silent Lucidity." I didn't realize that didn't really fit.
Well, no. What I was going to say though, which was weird because I was really looking forward to it. He said, because this is still when he was kind of trying to still be experimental, that this whole set was not going to have any of the greatest hits. Really, it was going to be like weird fucking songs from like the first like 3-4 albums. Songs that they never really played on the radio. So I was like,
Man, what a cocksucker. That blows.
It really does blow.
I mean, people come for the hits.
Yeah. And Queensryche has like a shitload of hits.
Yeah.
Because they did play Silent Lucidity. Other times I've seen them. So for whatever reason, he was like, no, we're not going to be playing like the greatest hits. We're not going to be playing like Operation Mindcrime. We're not going to be playing Empire. We're not going to be playing like stuff from those albums.
If you're watching and you're in a band or you're listening to this later in your band, don't do that. Don't be that way.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So me and her kind of just walked around the whole spot, and then like when we're coming back for the Judas preset,
also at Verizon, correct?
Mm-hmm, yeah. When we were coming back, some dude was like, I guess he didn't want to stay for the Priest one. He saw me and her walking. He was like, hey, you guys want my seats? And so we actually got seats for that the rest of the night. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, because further down it was seats. I remember in the further down in the Verizon.
And then Priest killed it again.
I must have been with Boy then.
I
must have been with Boy, and so I remember again. I was like the second time I got floored by Priest, and that last bit, it was the encore.
Yeah,
he Rob Halford comes out,
yeah.
and your cousin has great pictures. I think I even have these because your brother printed some for us. He came out in the 21 Tim Duncan jersey, and it was like the place exploded. And he was like, I know y'all could have been somewhere else tonight, but thank you for being here with us.
And it was a good crowd. It was 10,000.
Yeah, and his English accent, and he even did like a Tim Duncan. Like I was like, dude, he took the time to somebody might have to tell him that. He didn't fucking know basketball.
That's cool though.
And I was like, man, you're in my heart, brother. Like that was so rad that I saw that. I thought that was so fucking cool. And we kind of all talked about it because we didn't know we were gonna win right then. And we were like, oh, we thought we might have one more game. And we were like, man, like your brother already had tickets. And it was like, and we were like, no, we're gonna go. We'll go to the show. So that was like your own Spurs championship celebration with fucking cool. Rob Halford and Judas Priest. Yeah. Man, in a rock town, I was like, that was so cool. I wouldn't have rather been anywhere else. So yes, good memory, Double. I wrote that down, but I forgot about that because I've seen Judas Priest twice. It's on my times 2 list. You know what I mean?
Very cool. That we're kind of at the same show, but we weren't together. Was Guns N' Roses and ZZ Top.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We did. Yeah, we didn't go together. We didn't see them together. And, that came at a weird time in my life, whatever, because I had just gotten back with my now girlfriend after a split up, and I was like debating about where they're going. But here's
which I didn't even know that you were going. I wish you would have told me.
Yeah, I know. I wish I would have told you. I wasn't really telling anybody, but I had bought that ticket even before we'd broken up, and I bought it because
When did you get it? Because I bought mine in December. The previous year, because it was coming out in September, but I bought my ticket in December.
No, so because I'm a cheapskate, I like to wait because I think I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, and this is how I won. My boss at the time, and I've mentioned him before, my old boss from Jersey, Raul. Shout out to Raul. He had bought a ticket for him and his wife. Well, the wife was like, I don't want to go see that shit, and he was like, well, I already got the ticket. So he was like, hey, like I'm gonna sell it, and I said,
real quick,
go ahead.
That's kind of like the same thing. I bought it for me and my wife, and it turned out she didn't want to go. I was like, are you kidding me? I took my friend Daniel because boy, I couldn't get a hold of him.
What the hell? Yeah. Guns N' Roses,
I know. I couldn't
get ZZ Top.
I tried calling him, and he never picked up. So
oh my gosh, that is crazy.
So I took my good friend, real good friend Daniel, and we jammed out pretty good. So
yeah. So I went with Raul, and I'd never been to a show with him, and he's a really cool guy, older guy, a little bit older, about 10 years older than us, maybe a little more, but it was fun to be with, and we drank some beers or whatever, and we were kind of under like that little awning, where the upper deck shoots out over you a little bit, but we still had a good view. We could see right into the band, and I got there for ZZ Top, and they were great, and we just drank a few beers, and I got a shirt, and I got to get a shirt because Guns N' Roses I would probably consider my favorite band of all time. Even to this day I would still say, and
you know what, I've always been a Guns N' Roses fan, but man, that concert blew me away. They were great. Axl was great.
Yeah.
They came out too right on time.
Yeah.
And Slash, man, oh man, when November Rain came and he played those 2 solos, I was like, holy shit.
I have a bunch of video I took on my phone because I hate to say I got in older age. I got to be that guy that was like videoing everything on my phone.
I hate that. I tried doing that once.
I hate it too.
I tried doing that once, and I was like, wow, it really does take the experience out.
Yeah. My memories are better when I didn't do it. But I would like to go watch them now because that Godfather Slash playing the Godfather theme was like, I was like, oh my God, like he fucking was playing this. Like I was like, holy shit.
They played for over 2 hours, and I want to say they played every fucking song there was. I was telling everyone, I don't think I need to see Guns N' Roses again because they played everything.
I wish I would have been with you because my old boss wanted to leave and go to a bar.
I remember,
and I didn't get to see the end, and I was really crushed by that. And I think I just went to the bar with them just for a little bit because I was, like I said, in the process of getting back together, and then I just said her to come get me, but it was like I should have stayed and enjoyed the show.
Yeah, it was great.
It was just like a weird time in my life, but great show. And Axl didn't look great, and I mean, but Slash
but he was getting better. Axl was getting way better at this point. His voice sounded amazing. Good. Yeah. He was moving. It was like I was getting goosebumps seeing him do like the
snake, snake moves.
Yeah.
Where do we go now?
Yeah, I mean, man, they played everything. Patience, November Rain, Sweet Child of Mine, everything, every fucking thing. They played everything. ZZ Top, again, I was gonna say I was a little disappointed. It's something I was looking forward to, but again, it was only like an hour set, and it's just kind of like they played the song, moved on to the next one, and then that was it. Before you know it, it was like an hour pass, and that was it.
Yeah.
What was cool though is that they were only doing it for the Texas dates, so that was cool.
Oh, that is pretty sweet. Yeah, I remember because there was someone was attached to them at the beginning, Guns N' Roses at the beginning, that was going to be with them, and I was like, oh damn, that'd be cool to see them. Whatever. I forgot who it was.
I was hoping they would have had ZZ Top shirts, but they didn't. It was all Guns N' Roses, so that kind of sucked. But ZZ Top, I was like, golly.
I almost wore that too, but I realized that when I bought it, it has the dates big on the back, and it looks cool with like the rifles also. But the front is only just a little crest on the chest, so I didn't wear that one instead.
Yeah, mine is the symbol, the classic symbol with the guns,
the
roses, with the tour dates on the back.
Very nice, very nice.
But man, great concert, man. That Guns N' Roses concert blew me away.
Now, were we at this show together on my shirt? We probably were. There's probably a couple of shows we were at, not together, but we were there. Because that's the last time
Kiss came to San Antonio. Was that one.
So yeah, well, I'll talk a little bit about that one. It's kind of specialness to me in a minute. Guys, we're pretty near the break. We see there's some comments in the queue. Obviously, you guys into the music, so we want to read your comments and hear what you have to say. Just a quick reminder how we do it here. Every Friday night, we go live on Facebook, but at the same time, we're dual recording for all of our audio listeners that can hear us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Music, you name it. We're probably there if they have podcasts. So you can check us out there. And if you listen to that version, we cut out all the part where we read through the comments. That part's not there. Now, if you want to see that uncut version, if you made a comment and we had a conversation about it, you want to see that, go check us out on YouTube. There, it's the entire show as you're seeing it on Facebook Live, youtube.com, and then search Just Another Friday Night. We're not yet / Just Another Friday Night because we're trying to get up to 100 subscribers. You can help us do that by hitting the subscribe button when you find us on YouTube. And once we get up to 100, they will allow us to change that. But for right now, guys, I'm going to say this to our audio listeners. We're going to be back in a blip because right after that, you're going to hear us continue our conversation about our concert going experiences. But we're going to take this quick time out to hear from our audience. We read through their comments while the audio loads in. So you'll hear us in audio, guys, in just a second. And Facebook Live, folks, you know we're not going anywhere. So I'm not going to say it again because I always say that, we didn't go anywhere. We're still here. But guys, what do you have to say in joining the conversation about concerts? Let me take a minute to scroll up and remember how computers work because we're on a different computer and I don't remember how it works. We get okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, that didn't come out before.
So we're seeing new comments that didn't come out before. Excuse me. Let's see.
John says no Huey Lewis. No, I wouldn't say no Huey Lewis. I'm sorry.
Would you go if he came?
Yeah, no. No, but I think he's saying like, what about him being like one of the big three in the 80s? I would say no.
No, John.
Yeah.
No, Hosey Bear.
No, if they can, yeah. I like the Back to the Future songs. I like the,
that's a cool song. It's a powerful love.
Yeah. But as far as that, no.
He's not like an 80s icon. Take it easy.
Well, John's always been.
I know he loves Huey Lewis. Yeah. He's Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Sports.
Have you heard Sports? Okay, what else we got?
Go down.
Roxy says pretty. I did way pretty big in the 80s.
Right there.
Okay.
Right there. She was talking about this movie you were talking about. She goes, I cried watching yesterday because I read that in the end he was going to meet Paul McCartney. So when John Lennon opened the door, I said, "It's John," and she cried.
That spoiler alert, if you haven't seen yesterday, which I mentioned earlier,
like, wow.
That part pretty much floored me too, Rox. I didn't know that you hadn't seen it. Yeah, that part I was like, because it was also, it's still worth watching even though it's spoiler alert, because it's so beautifully
that movie's
written.
Been out. I mean, you haven't seen it.
It's beautifully written when he realizes what he's doing, and that at first she's like, "I want to be a star," because he's like a failing musician, and then he's like, "I want to be a star," and then he realizes the Beatles don't exist, so he's just using their songs. There's a really funny part where he's writing "Hey Jude" and Ed Sheeran is there. Ed Sheeran or Sheeran? Wait, he's kind of a character. He's kind of funny. I like one or two of his songs. Yeah, Game of Thrones. Right? He's like us, like a nerd. So he tells him, he's like, "It'd be better if you change it to Hey Dude."
Oh shit!
So in the movie version, he does, and he's like, "I think it would have been a bigger hit if I'd have kept it."
I don't know if you ever seen Peggy Sue Got Married.
No, I've never seen.
Okay,
that.
So she goes back in time. It's a Francis Ford Coppola movie, and
really,
and she wants to give Nicolas Cage a hit because Nicolas Cage is in a band with Jim Carrey, and she writes "Hey Jude" or no, "She Loves You," and he goes, I really like your song, Peggy Sue, but I made some changes, and he goes, "She loves you, ooh, ooh, ooh." I was like, damn, he even fucked that one up. And she like looks at him like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I kind of like that's a trope in movies, like don't tamper with the Beatles. It's already good. You know what I mean?
It's a fun movie. If you ever get around to see it,
yeah. And it sounds like maybe Yesterday's in that vein. It's kind of a fun movie or whatever. And the girl is there's always a girl. The girl is gorgeous. It's like stunning, and they talk in the English accent, which I find very charming. But go ahead.
Steven says he's rolling them tight. That was from earlier.
There you go. There you go. Thanks, Steve. Let me know.
Roxanne says, "Thank you for mentioning the Daily Muse Tarot."
Daily Muse Tarot.
I enjoy it so much.
Or Tarot.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
I enjoy it so much. I love the videos she's been posting. All the Fleetwood Mac, the Heart video. The Beatles.
We had Fleetwood Mac on for the Virgo, the chain. Yeah. So the mighty Virgo AA, you're a
Aries.
An Aries. Oh, like my mom. My mom, the Ram.
Yeah.
My mom loves. My mom's got Aries.
Randy
Ram. Yeah, there you go. Ram Jam.
Yeah. Roxanne said, "Wow, her first concert was Korn and Rob Zombie. Nice.
That's not bad. Nice. You know what? I had the chance to see Korn and didn't see Korn. Friday Nighter Adam T, the other Adam is Imitation Adam is
that's right.
Always hates on me for it.
You like Korn, right?
Yeah,
he was a big Korn fan.
I never seen Rob Zombie either, so that'd be a new one. So I imagine he does a good show. I would imagine.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about Zombie or Korn?
Rob Zombie.
Oh, Zombie. Yeah, my wife loves him. She says she's been great. She's seen him like 2 or 3 times.
Not a fan of his music though?
No, not really. And it's not nothing bad, not his voice or anything. I'm just it's hard for me to get into that genre.
Okay, I got you. Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So
no Dracula for you, huh?
I mean, some of his songs are pretty damn catchy, don't get me wrong, but as far as me being like buying his albums, no.
Now how do you like his directing?
Some of his movies are good, some are pretty bad.
I like his Michael Myers looks big, like a big
I like that, but I don't like that he gave him an origin story. I'm sorry, we're going off way.
No, that was whack. Yeah. Hey, but like Jerry D says, it wouldn't be a podcast if you didn't go on tangents. So.
We can do an episode on fucking Rob Zombie directing movies.
I'll give him a whole episode there. All right, what do we got? Who else?
Steve says it used to be K-Mac, Kiss. First real concert.
Oh, that's right, Steve. You're right. I might be old enough.
He says Kiss, his first real concert, 1977. Kiss, nice.
Man, badass, Steve. That's fucking
nice.
rad.
That's like prime Kiss, right?
That was my dad's favorite band, and he did not get to see them in the 70s.
That's weird.
So I'll get to that.
That's weird.
Yeah, great.
And Steve says, "I'm all about Moxie back in the day. I fucking love Moxie.
My dad loves Moxie too. Yeah. Right on, man.
See, Misfits.
Way to go, Steven.
And the Ramones.
Too. Oh, yeah, we love the Ramones here.
Here we go. This is yours.
Here we go. Andrew Ever Benitez, Nene in the house. The one and only Dangerous is on this live right now. And you know what, Nene, I'm sorry. This comment probably came in a while back. I didn't read that. So don't forget that it's freaking Nene at Nene8989 on TikTok and on what else is he on? I don't know. Instagram. He doesn't really do it. It's Facebook and TikTok are the 2 places at. So.
Well, TikTok is where it's at right now.
Yeah, TikTok is where it's at, guys. Over 500K followers. Chris Perez, George Lopez. They gave him love. So
And this next one I was going to mention too. Roxanne says she was at that concert too with Halford, the full leather outfit in the heat. It was us. Adam was there. John and Roxanne were also there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We haven't even talked about the heat. But that's a factor. In
it was actually
venues.
Okay though at night. Yeah. When it got to nighttime, it was actually okay.
I feel like too bad. I feel like the Earth as a whole was cooler back then. Mm-hmm. Not now, because I know I'll talk about a show. I'll talk about a show I went to in Plano with Friday Night Adam T, the Imitation Adam, and my sis and Friday Night Albert. We all went to a show in Plano. I'll talk about that or whatever, and it was brutally hot.
All right. Well, let's get back, man. You guys keep on coming. Yeah. Tell us what your
great comments, guys. We're going to talk about what you talked about. Tell us some of the ones you liked and your first ones. What were your favorites? What were the ones you saw multiple times? What were the worst? Who sucked? You know what I mean? Because sometimes
I've already kind of mentioned twice, like 2 legendary bands, and I thought they weren't that great.
Which was very intriguing for me to hear you say that because I would not have thought that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're right back here in the mix, talking. Our concert going experiences with you. I think we're good. I think I got it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we want to hear more from you. We read through some comments during the break. As you guys know, we read through comments every 30 minutes that come in on our Facebook Live. And we cut that out for our audio listeners. But if you ever want to hear that full version, please go ahead over to youtube.com, search Just Another Friday Night and find us there. And really, really do please hit that subscribe button, because if you do, and we get to 100 subscribers, we can change it to Just Another Friday Night. youtube.com/Just Another Friday Night or JAFN Podcast. We're going to see what's available, and we're going to take that up, and we're going to own it. And I saw some other local YouTuber recently has like 557, and I'm like, why do we only have 44? We should have that because we're awesome, I think, in my opinion.
We're getting the views.
We're getting the views. We got some great views on our Martin Scorsese episode and have some really great views on our Snyder Cut episode. And
those 2 shows alone are over like 700 views.
I mean, we had a hot take, but I don't know if our take was that hot. I mean, if y'all think it was hot, that's great. You're watching, hit subscribe. It's all right. All the videos are going to be fun. Guys, but tonight, it's all about SA Rock City. And if you're not from here and you don't know who we are, and you're like, what's SA? We live in the city called San Antonio here in Texas, in the United States. And that is why it's San Antonio Rock City, because most of the shows we've seen have been here in San Antonio. But where have you traveled to, Double A, to see a show?
Okay, so I've been to Austin to see the Nut Fest, Slipknot, Volbeat, Behemoth, and Gojira. Gojira.
Very cool.
So that was very cool. Me and my 2 brothers went to Austin at the 360 Amphitheater.
I've been there.
Very great venue. That is a fucking great venue. Finally, after 20 years, I finally saw Slipknot live. Man, those guys are fucking great. The stage was great. Volbeat was great too. Almost like if you're hearing the CD. They're one of those bands that it doesn't really feel like it's anything different.
I like that kind of
stuff. For sure. His voice sounded great.
Strong. That's cool. I didn't know about this show that you've seen. You know, it's kind of cool, guys. If you ever hear just the audio version of our podcast, Friday Night Albert has cut together a great about 38-second intro that we have. You can only hear it on audio. You don't hear it on our YouTube, but it includes Volbeat's Warriors Call. And man, I had never really heard that song before. Man, it gets me fucking pumped. Our entrance music, you know what I mean? So really rad.
Slipknot killed it, man. I loved the fucking stage, the set, the Corey Taylor can control a crowd.
Oh yeah,
man, that was great.
Oh yeah, so
fucking great.
The way I'm going to play off this is because I didn't really know how we were going to direct this episode, but is like this. So I'll tell you about my Slipknot experience. Okay. I saw them. I think it was at Freeman, is where they were at. I don't know why they were at Freeman of all places, but that's where it
depends on what year you probably.
It might have been later years. Anyway. I get it. I feel like it was like a free ticket situation. I forgot who I went with or whatever. Because I mean, like, I think they're cool, but I wasn't gonna just like.
Yeah, that didn't seem like your kind of music.
I'm gonna buy it, but I do like a lot of their songs.
Oh, okay.
Don't remember any of the openers, but I do remember this: that Corey came off the stage and he was walking around in the fucking crowd, and the 2 of the girls I went with, one of them was the one from Metallica or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
And then the other one, they had just bought a beer. They had said that it was like a $7, one of those big beers, whatever. He just, boom, slaps it out of their fucking and it goes all over. And after that, it ruined the show for her or whatever. But I thought it was fucking hilarious. And I was like, man. And then that guy, he's doing a triple bass drum set, right? And he's going upside down on a fucking, it's like a rig, and he's turning, it's like, let me do my hands in the camera. He's doing like this. Yeah. And he's playing upside down. And I was like, my mind is getting fucking blown by the amazing.
Joey was one of the best fucking drummers. I don't know what happened. I like Jay. Jay Weinberg is good. I don't know if you know, but Jay's the son of Max Weinberg, the drummer for Bruce Springsteen.
Really? Yes. Damn, that's in the family right there, right?
But man, Joey, no one can touch Joey at that time. He was like the number one drummer in heavy metal at that time.
When I think about Slipknot and I think about my experience seeing that really resonates in my mind. Number one, Corey, like you said, when you talk about working the crowd, this motherfucker is hard, and he was in the crowd. He didn't give a fuck, man. Like I was like, this is a bad dude, and I love Stone Sour. I probably like Stone Sour.
It's very weird, yeah. It's very weird, yeah.
But I mean, Fearless, man, because these guys get torn apart when they go into the crowd. He was walking around. He was like right next to me. Like I was like, holy shit. He was like kind of freaking me out. But man, when Joey, you said,
Joey
when
Jordan
he did the drums. And the thing started to spin, and he was upside down playing. Number one, kudos to the crew that got that shit rigged up. But I never seen a man play drums upside down, 3 bass drums. So he's pedaling too, right? You're pedaling the fucking bass, and you're upside down. I mean, I was like, I never seen that shit in my life, and that made the songs that much better. Nice. And those pits were wild too. I stayed the fuck away from that. I was like, no way, fuck these sweaty suburbanite kids that want to fucking throw each other. I was like, I've caught many a foot in the head and a bottle and everything else. And so, I've been there. I've thrown my share of, helped throw my share of dudes over me or whatever. Usually these guys are like 70, 90 pounds, you know what I mean? But sometimes you get some big fucker like Double A decides he wants to fucking crowd surf, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Nobody can pick you up. You know what I mean? I don't even do that. Well, not now. I'm pushing at 200, but back then I probably could have done it. But that Slipknot that I saw, I was really blown away. That was a pretty cool show.
It was cool too, because when I saw Slipknot, they had just released a new album, like The Boys, the one with the boys. And so they played like all those great new songs too. So
you know what? To be honest, I might have seen them. It might have been one of those Vans tours.
That's what I was gonna say. You probably saw them in the early days.
A lot of times I landed on free tickets. It was like on a
because
fest or some shit.
They stopped like around 03, 04, because that's when Corey started doing Stone Sour stuff. So it was probably like the early days of Slipknot that you saw them.
Stone Sour is still badass. Spider-Man song.
Yeah. But man, great stuff. That was in Austin. We went, and then the next stop was for the legendary King Diamond in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Man, that Bomb Factory is beautiful. That was a great fucking venue.
Okay.
Two layers of that venue. He sold out that whole spot. King Diamond,
how many people are you thinking there?
Had to be 1,000.
Okay.
At least.
That's good.
At least. But that venue is a great venue. Like, I don't know why San Antonio doesn't have a venue like that.
We've always talked about San Antonio's lack of a great venue.
Yeah. And it's one of those things. It was a great price. I think it was only like $50. And me and my brothers were like, why don't we go? Why don't we travel to go see
just
someone?
You three, right?
Yeah. I mean, I took my wife, and Art took his wife too.
Okay.
But they didn't want to see the concert with us. But I mean, it was like, why not? We're fucking adults now. We can do whatever we want. Mm-hmm. I'll drive,
That's fun. That's fun.
I drove the whole 4 hours. And we got there, we ate, and we went straight to the concert. And man, it was
now amazing. How is that venue? Are you in downtown Dallas, like near where we were for the convention?
Downtown, yeah.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
Okay,
cool. But that venue is great, CM. I mean, that Bomb Factory, like I said, you have that whole bottom floor, and then you got a top floor too. It's just amazing looking. I'm gonna post a picture of that so you guys can see. That venue was amazing.
You're reminding me a lot of a venue that I saw. I think I saw. What's been my second time, or maybe it was my second or first one. I saw Flogging Molly in Austin.
Okay.
I think it might even be called like the Willie Nelson or the Stevie Ray, something like that. Anyway, it's this great venue where like the top floor almost shoots out over the bottom floor, and the bottom floor is a slanted like slab.
Is it?
It's slanted. Yeah, and it is like when you're on the top, you're like right over the band, like looking down on them. I can't remember what it's called, but there's like some statues outside of it. It's really neat.
Is it?
But it's a pretty cool venue. But we saw Flogging Molly there, and man, it was like it didn't matter where you were because I think our tickets were on top or whatever. But
okay.
So we were like right on top of them. Like I was like, wow, these are great. You know what I mean? But I know when we were walking around on the bottom, it was just like all concrete, but it kind of sloped down. It was just like a slope. So that meant like if you were on the back of the slope, you're looking up over, which is great. I was like, oh, great. It's almost like stadium seating. You know what I mean? It's a very smart design to that. But that's awesome for you. So, damn, I can't remember what that venue was called. It's going to come to me. It might be like called like Stephen F. Austin.
If you have that ticket, it probably will sell.
Yeah, so. I got to go look for it. But that's a band that I've seen a couple of times. Flogging Molly, Irish punk, if you want to call it that or whatever. I really love that genre of music, and they were incredible both times. So, that's one that sticks out for me on that, from going King Diamond to that, you know what I mean? But let's bring it back in a circle. So speaking of which, I mentioned that I saw them multiple times. AA, give me the bands you've seen multiple times that you made an effort, like, I got to see them again. This means that you, like you said, with Guns, you probably don't need to see them because you heard all the songs you wanted to hear. But sometimes
I would see him. But I mean, I don't need to see him again. Trust me,
right?
Because they played everything. But Iron Maiden is the one I've seen the most, like 6 times.
Okay, so that means, let's back up. That means Iron Maiden's coming. You're going.
I'm going. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen Iron Maiden with you. We forgot about that.
Yes.
Me, you, Alex, and
No, you Alex took my spot on that one, but we did go see Iron Maiden on one of them. Us two.
So damn, so I might have seen Maiden twice. It might have been twice.
Might have been
twice.
Judas Priest, I've seen him like 4 times. Nice. Motorhead, I've seen him twice.
Man, I need to be in one of those.
The Dio version of Black Sabbath, I've seen twice. I've seen Megadeth twice. I've seen Slayer twice.
Now when we talk about Dio, that's the one I can't see anymore. So
yeah, and I saw Dio, his own band once.
Damn.
Yeah. So I've seen some multiples.
So I had to kind of write them down, but and I wrote them in all weird order or whatever. But musician by the name of Culture Wall. Sometimes he gets compared to Johnny Cash. He has a great voice. He's a young guy from Canada, but he does almost like, I would call it like, I guess, a version of, what would you wouldn't call Johnny Cash country, but like he can do that.
I mean, at one time he was considered rock with Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis before they put him in the country category.
Yeah.
I know I've heard outlaw country.
Maybe I would say Culture Wall would be considered like that, like outlaw country.
What's his name? With like Waylon Jennings and like,
yes, like that. And you're a big fan of the movie Hell and High Water, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I love that movie.
Culture Wall's music comes out in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you hear a little bit of Culture Wall there.
Okay.
I've seen him play twice. We went to Austin to see him, me and my lady, to the Willie Nelson Fest or whatever. And he was like before. He did a cover of the song Big Iron from Marty Robbins. If you know Marty Robbins, the down in the West Texas town of El Paso. But he does a song called Big Iron. It's great. It's about like a shootout in the middle of a town.
That's like really your kind of music now, right?
Like I really do get into that type of music. I like a lot of story in the song, and it's very laid out for you.
I've noticed that more and more as you're getting older. You're kind of liking that kind of music.
Yeah, for sure. And so I saw Culture Wall twice. After I saw him the first time, I said, I wouldn't see him again because I was like, what I hear, I've never seen George Strait, but what I hear about George Strait is that he just stands in one place, plays a guitar, and he's very stiff. Not like Garth Brooks right here is wild.
Where he has the mic.
Yeah,
and he's going everywhere.
On the zip line.
Well, one of his big influence is this band.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, so he loves the show because of Kiss, so he'll throw a show.
I've never seen Tool or Perfect Circle, but what do we know about Maynard? What do they say about it?
Same thing. My cousin Tony's huge Tool fan. Probably one of the biggest, and he says they are fucking boring live. He goes that Maynard will just stand there and just.
I heard he almost kind of like hides like a little bit behind it. So
I'm sure hearing the music of Tool is pretty damn cool live, but I mean, if you're looking for something, I guess that's like one of those concerts where you have to really get stoned and to really just enjoy the music, honestly. Because if you're trying to go there for like a visual, it sounds like you're not going to get it.
I mean, guys, like, to me, part of it's this. It's called a show. And I'm going to get into a little bit because I have not just seen just rock acts and even what I called right now outlaw country or bluegrass. I have seen quite a few rap shows, believe it or not, because I love hip hop and rap music as well. I know you're also a fan.
Yes, I am.
So because I've been in your car with you and heard it, and I'm
Yes,
like,
I
holy
am.
shit with it.
Yeah.
But so I'll get into that a little bit, and I will say this: I do think this 100%. Rappers have 100%, in my opinion, better music videos.
Ooh,
but I will say this:
shit.
rockers have 100% better live shows, in my opinion. And I've seen some pretty cool rap shows because I saw Snoop Dogg live, and he had like a guy dressed like a puppet dick come out and a puppet joint, and I was like, man, I'm not smoking, but I'm contact high up in this motherfucker because it was like everybody was smoking up in that bitch, and it was a dope, fun show. Like it was pretty good. Snoop put on a show. He came out number one. He came out like almost an hour late, number one, because we were at a bar across the street watching the playoffs. Spurs were in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, we got to head over to the venue. The game wasn't over. We got to head over because it's going to start. We got over there, and they came out and said, Snoop's not coming out till the game's over.
Damn.
So we're like, well, fuck, we would have stayed watching the
hell?
fucking game. But when he came out in a Ginobili jersey, and we were all like, wow, we forgive you. And it was really like, and this wasn't like the Snoop, he's a DJ show. I was like at a Snoop, like fucking bow wow wow yippee yo, and it was pretty lit at Double A, help me. It was at one time Capone's, and then it was Rockbox.
It's like
and now it's like it's like
it keeps naming. I think Rockbox is like the latest.
Look, guys, if you're in San Antonio, it's in the downtown area.
Yeah.
There's an old spaghetti warehouse. It's in like what they call the warehouse district down here, whatever. They keep changing
the fucking names.
I saw Dropkick Murphys there for my most recent third time, like 2 years ago, and it was awesome. It's a decent venue. They can't get the mid-sized venue right here in San Antonio.
That's like for a really small like act that place. It's not a good venue for a mid card act. It's not. It really isn't.
And guys, this has been a thing that's been said about San Antonio for years. Since back when I was 20 years ago, when I was in those college classes, and they were like, San Antonio needs a good mid-sized venue. When we saw Danzig, it wasn't that great at Graham because those big pillars it was a club. It was a club, and it wasn't like good for, you want a place like we said, the place you mentioned in Dallas, the place I mentioned in Austin, where it's like there's no bad seats. Yeah, that's like, what a good mid-sized venue should be.
Even like White Rabbit. White Rabbit sucked balls.
Oh yeah. I saw shows there not that long ago.
I did too, but it's small. That fucking place is small.
And yes, you could say it depends who's playing and if you're gonna get close. And yeah, because I saw a guy I love, Amigo the Devil, there at now it's Paper Tiger. We got right up to the front and it was fine, but it wasn't like there wasn't.
No,
maybe 100 people there, if that. You know what I mean? And he's great, and he's really great. And again, they've got a book to their audience in their region because hey, Misfits sold out in New York, but Misfits probably ain't gonna sell out San Antonio. You know what I mean? So MSG, I don't know, but it's just different. You know what I mean? Like I said, the same thing with like anything comedy. George Lopez sold out AT&T Center here, but he might not sell out.
Somewhere up north, maybe somewhere down south,
Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, one of the most popular comedians of all time, comes to San Antonio. He knows he's not going to sell at the AT&T Center. He plays the Majestic. Okay, I saw him at the Majestic. Yeah, Majestic, and he did, I think, sell that one out. Which is a theater.
It's a nice looking venue.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it definitely looks nice.
Yeah,
but anywho, so Culture Wall, I seen him twice because even though I said I wouldn't see him, even though he's very very rigid, great, powerful voice. And the songs are good, storytelling, but you don't really need to see it live. You know what I mean? Like if you miss, and I said that, but then when he came to Floor's Country Store here in Helotes, I said, I got to go see him again because I like his song so much. And I went and supported him. And it was very stiff and rigid and just play the music. But the voice so like it's like a booming voice, like it's like a Johnny Cash. Like I get why he gets the comparisons, but without the the animation. But great musician. It was really awesome. Those venues are small. Well, not that one in Austin. We were at like fucking some type of like soccer field or some shit. Like it was like pretty wild because Willie was the headliner, and then that sucks too because we left before Willie went on. Because let me tell you about this, Double A. It was so hot. Mm-hmm. So hot. It was in July. It was the Willie's 4th of July thing, picnic at Austin. They had these giant tanks everywhere of water, and people were just drenching themselves, and you could even bring in like a gallon, whatever you could fit in 1 gallon baggie, you could bring it in, snacks or whatever, water. So me and my lady both brought that in. But you go through that so quick, and it was incredible. And HEB was there. They gave out free red handkerchiefs, but they had just, I guess, got them. So the dye was still there. So people had them around there. The dye was running onto your clothes. But man, it was brutal. Like, we felt brutalized after just that one set. I know what I mean? So, I didn't get to see Willie, and I know he's aging, and I will probably live to regret that I didn't see him. But man, it was awful, awful heat. But Double A, what do you got next for me? Here's my next question I have written out here.
All right.
Multiple times. Okay, so you answered it. Who have you seen multiple times? Who have you seen the most? You said Iron Maiden. Okay. I don't know if we're quite there yet. I'm going to save this one. Okay. Let me go to this one. Your favorite show and why?
Okay. My favorite show is my first one that I ever went to.
Wow.
It was because it was just a great party. It was Motorhead, Dio, and Iron Maiden.
Fuck, that's awesome.
So Motorhead, I'm obviously a big
Who's
fan.
Opening that show?
Motorhead.
Wow.
And
fucking wow.
Still the loudest band I've ever heard. Motorhead.
That's badass.
It was at Verizon. Dio came out, and man, oh man, all of San Antonio came out for him. You know, Holy Diver, Rainbow in the Dark. I mean, man, people were singing. People were loud for Dio. It was fucking nuts. I think they were louder for him than they were for Iron Maiden. I was like, whoo.
So let me ask you something. A lot of complaints people don't like about outdoor places is that the sound dissipates. It breaks up because there's no roof.
No.
And when there's a roof, the sound kind of, it's bouncing off the walls.
Bounce off.
Do you feel?
No.
Because you still said they're the loudest Motorhead.
Yeah, Motorhead was fucking loud. It clogged up my ears bad. Real bad.
Right on.
Yeah, fucking Lemmy blew out just my fucking ears.
They played the hits?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lemmy knew what to do.
Yes, man.
You already know.
And that's another one on your list, man. I won't ever get to see, man.
I was lucky enough to see him twice. So,
dude, I would love to have seen Motorhead. Would love to have seen Dio.
And that's another one that kind of sucks too. Is like, man, he's gone too. But I was lucky enough to see the Dio band, and after that, I became a huge Dio fan. I started buying the Rainbow albums, the Black Sabbath albums, the Dio albums. I was just blown away. And then Iron Maiden came. They had just got back with Bruce back in like 2000, 2001. They had just got back. Yeah, they had just got back with them. So they were kind of building momentum up again to where they're right at top. Like them and Metallica are always like butting heads.
I forget about their famed Ripper Owens lead singer thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So man, they kicked ass that night.
Okay, so who killed it that night?
Dio.
Who stole the show? Dio. The mid card match. So
Dio. The people were just so much louder for Dio. And
how did he look, man? Did he look? He looked good.
Yeah, this was back in 2003.
So. That's awesome, man. Damn. Yeah, man, that makes me jealous, man. That's fucking really cool.
He fucking killed it, man. And like I said, I became just a Dio disciple right there.
Right on.
So yeah, that for me was just wow. It blew me away.
Okay, so that answered my question. Favorite show and why? But I would say the why was because it blew you away. But man, all the show you've seen since, you think back to that one. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I still remember that one.
So I have a couple, and I kind of put little stars with them because I pretty much wrote myself, guys, a list of like the live shows I've seen and live acts I've seen. And some of them we talked about this. They were like they played before somebody else, whatever. But one of the first ones I have here with the stars, I mentioned him earlier. Some of the paper talker, Amigo the Devil. If you've never heard him, one guy. Guitar, big guy. I went and saw him with my girl and my sister, which they're two of my now favorite people to go to shows with. They're just so they fall in love quick with the musicians, and that's fun. You know what I mean? So, they loved it, which made me love it because I was like, they didn't really know what I was getting them into, and I was like, I promise you, this guy. And man, some of his music is just it's dark and it can be kind of depressing or whatever. But man, he's just so passionate. He's up there just all by himself, no band, and just like, the voice that's like so big that you're like, damn, man, like I'm like I'm like moved again. It's a small crowd. You know what I mean? What's also cool about that show is that before that we saw this band called Twin Temple, and they were like this like a upside down cross and like reverse. The way they dressed was weird. But
Black
was
metal?
No, it was all like 1950s surf music, but it was all about Satan.
All right.
It was all about like one of them is called like Satan is my lover, you know what I mean, and all this. And it was really neat because on their merch stand they had these pamphlets that says, "Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Satan?" I just thought it was like a funny gimmick or whatever. Like that was their whole thing or whatever. You know, I that's not my personal beliefs, but if that is your personal beliefs, hey, more power to you. But it was just interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's a gimmick, right?
No, I know. Like one of my favorite bands. If you've been in the Friday Night Faithful, I always post up like Venom. You know, I'm not a saint worshiper, but that's like their whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, they're considered the fathers of black metal. But I mean, man, they're just really good music. So.
It doesn't change that the music is good. So that's what you're there for. Yeah, me neither. I'm like, hey, if somebody might really love that, that's fine. You know what I mean? You know, I'd rather have you believe in something than believe in nothing at all. So another one I marked here is the Dead South. I've mentioned them before on the show. I've worn this shirt on their shirt on my show. They're more like a bluegrass-ish, like almost country, if you want to say. And they did a really great show over at 502 Bar. It's a bar, you know what I mean? Again, it might have been 100 people or whatever, but man, again, no drums, banjo, mandolin, and like one guitar, and they just really built it out. It was so much fun. We got to hang with them afterwards, drink beer with them. It was really cool. Yeah, the lead singer, Nate, I mean, he's chugging whiskey, the Jameson out of the bottle on stage. And then just like they get this piece of wood out, AA, and they're doing these stomp moves on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, it's killer, man. The music is so great. It's like, you know, drinking music, bar. I played some of it for you, for you and your brother. You know, the I just want whiskey and dirty whores type lyric. You know what I mean? Like it's just like crazy ass music. He's got one all about sitting on the shitter. You know what I mean? And doing a chew, doing a dip. You know what I mean? It's fucking wild, but it's good. It's just good fun music. Mumford and Sons, I mentioned this show before as well. I actually saw them that's when I was my first time at Austin 360, the amphitheater. It was really wonderful, great crowd. They were amazing. It's just me and my lady.
I think they did some work on that Inside Llewellyn Davis.
Really?
Which I like. I like that movie
I haven't
a lot.
seen it. I've been wanting to see that. I hear a lot of good things about it. Steven of the old Booze Cast is a big fan of that movie. So Mumford and Sons, they killed it there. I love that. Just me and my lady, one of our early dates, show. And again, I found one of my favorite songs there, what I would consider our song, which they covered, you know, I'm on Fire from The Boss, but they did a great cover of it there too. Last show I want to mention real quick because they're super special to me. Unfortunately, one of them I had the Metallica girl with me again or whatever. There are already 3 shows I mentioned, but at Green Day, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter because, man, Billy Joe Armstrong.
What year was this? Real quick.
Oh man,
it was in 2017, was it?
That seems too recent.
Okay.
It was before that
because I was supposed to go to that. It was almost going to be like a few days after Guns N' Roses concert. I was almost going to go see them. Okay,
it was definitely before that because.
American Idiot, maybe.
Me and Jess got together in 2012, so it was before that because it was.
So it might have been.
Yeah, it might have been like 2010, maybe something.
Okay.
You know, but maybe 09. Anyway.
Okay.
These guys are amazing live. I don't give a fuck what you say. He brought a kid on the stage. He was like, "Do you know this song?" He gave him his guitar. The kid played the fucking song. He had these costumes. He was marching around on stage like Billy Joe's confetti at the end, like, and it's Green Day confetti. Like I saved some, I still have it.
Nice.
It was like Green Day confetti. I was like, "What the fuck? They have their own goddamn confetti? Like what the heck?" They were just incredible. The energy, everybody was vibing. I think it was at AT&T.
It had to have been at that time. Yeah,
I wanted to go to the next one. The next time they came might have been the one you're mentioning. And it was so expensive. Like I was like, fuck, I can't afford it now. But man, did they put on a great show. And then this one, I know it was before 2013 because it was before my nephew was born because we didn't know at the time my sister was pregnant. It was me and my sister. We went to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, TNT Center. And man, say what you will, jokes aside about them, this was one of the greatest shows I ever been.
Jokes about them.
Well, there's a lot of people like, oh, do you like the California band, the Red Hot Chili Peppers? I see that on shows and stuff. Yeah,
Holy
just like
shit.
I guess like they're kind of like a, I don't know.
I've
like
never
a joke
heard that before.
Yeah,
they're like rock royalty now.
Man, I mean, or funk if you want to call them funk because they are very funk, very
not
funk.
Anymore. No.
Guys, this show, the entire audience seemed to be vibing in sync. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say this. You guys know I'm not ashamed to say this. There were songs where I was jamming, I'm jamming, and I'm like, tears are coming out of my eyes. I was like, holy shit, why am I freaking out or whatever? You know, like I was like, just everybody was grooving, singing all the words like you said, and that is an incredible experience. And we would find out later that at that time my sister was already pregnant. She didn't know it. We were drinking beer. Sorry. But you know, we didn't know. And then she found out she was pregnant. But it was like, man, like she always remembers that we were at that show together. And I think she might have been feeling the same way. Like, you know, like we were like, damn, man, like it was just like this amazing energy in the building that was in everybody, and they were so damn great.
Yeah,
they were so damn great.
Was John with them still?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I think it was already gone. Yeah, I think it was. Guys, we're right up on that next break. I want to let Double A get some of his big ones in. So let us take this quick break. We'll be right back. If you're joining us on the live, you know that we're not going anywhere. I always say that. So it sounds repetitive, but I'm sorry. But if you're listening to on the audio, you're going to hear a quick blip quicker than Thanos, and we'll be right back. Guys, you're here with us on the live. You got to hit the thing. Okay. Let's read this. Some comments.
We got a few here.
Yeah.
People got to say.
Oh, Rich is in the house. I'm so glad I see that. I was missing you, Rich. Where were you, brother? Let me see. Oh, Gabe in the house. Right. Okay.
Go yeah, right there, Gabriel.
Okay. Gabe says, Slipknot. Gabe, what are you up to, my man? You're pressing them books. I'm glad you joined us, brother. Rich in the house says, what's up, guys? What's up, man? I'm glad I saw your name in the comments. Both of you guys, man. I was like, when you guys here, then it's a party. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm late. Hope all is well. Yes, Gabe, all is well. Thank you. I'm Rich. I'm sorry. All is well. Yes, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Gabe says,
I saw them at the amphitheater that used to be by Retirement Park to Verizon. 03, I think. Man, that's like after Iowa. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. I definitely saw them way after that too. So
nice.
It wasn't the early
volume
days.
3.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe volume
3.
And
they were rad. So you
know. Rich says, oh, here we go. Any concert you would have loved to sing from the past?
You're still in my thunder, Rich. That's my last question to Double A. I'm gonna save it for when we come back. But we'll get to that. Rich, you always bring the fire, my brother.
Steve says, Maiden coming into town? Nope, not anytime soon.
This man will know.
Yeah. I'd love to check out a concert with y'all. Awesome.
Oh, that would be great, Steve. Really great.
Rich says, unfortunately, never seen a rock concert. Been the country concert. So are they really what they seem? It depends on what rock band you're seeing.
You know what, Rich? I'm just going to go on a limb and say, yes, they are what they seem. Come to a show with us, brother, and you will have a blast. I know I've been to some country shows, and they're very, very good.
Yeah.
Great, respectful audience. We'll stand in the back at the rock show.
Look, at a metal, you know, the mosh pits are really just people letting off steam. That's all that is, man. And after you see, like, after the song ends, and you know, you all see the guys like going like this, like, man, that was great. That was great. You know?
knock a guy down, you help him up.
You pick him back up.
There's no kicking, none of that shit. Not that you want to get in that. We don't like that either. We don't get in the pit, but I know guys that like to get in the pit.
But it's just losing steam,
right?
Like taking off steam. That's it.
Number one, Rich, that energy I just talked about, it's literally filling the room, and it's weird. It's weird because it's an organic thing that you can feel, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
And these guys, they have to let it out because it's like that. My emotion comes out right here in my eyes, but for them, it comes out, and I have to just physically, I have to push you. I have to push you. And
it's almost like it's almost like Fight Club. You remember when that guy's all fucking beat up, and he's like, the blood's coming out, and he's smiling because he feels so good. He feels so alive. You know, that's almost what it is.
How about when Ed Norton and Bob fight, and he's like. Same time next week. He's like, how about next month?
How about next month?
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I'm fucked up. But it's it's the primalness.
Yeah.
I cannot.
There you go. That's good. Yeah.
It stinks.
It's the
stinks.
animal in you that just wants you to let it loose, man.
And those fuckers stink. Am I right? They smell bad. They smell
bad. You let loose for 4 minutes at a time. You just fucking let loose, and
We talked about that Misfits pit, man, and it was like that, man. It was like these guys have wanted to see these guys for so long, and those songs meant something to them that it just erupted out of their body. Like it's kind of special. It really is kind of special.
It's a primal, like you said. It's a primal force coming out.
Very primal. The Chili Peppers weren't like that. It was very beautiful. It was like a lot of love in the room. But carry on, Double A.
Steve says, grab me a tick. I'm good for it.
All right, we got you, Steve. I got you, Steve.
Steve says, True Garth is the best.
Man,
Garth, I mean, man.
I'd go see that show for the show.
Boy, actually got to see him. Yeah,
no shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Friday Nighter Boy, the big rock man himself, seeing Garth Brooks. Didn't know.
Rich says, I don't know. I have been to some good country concerts. Maybe I was too drunk, but I love country. Well, Rich, what country music? Because I like country stars. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've never gone to a country concert before. But I mean, which ones have you been to? Have you seen Alan Jackson? I love Alan Jackson's voice.
Great voice.
Good call. Billy Currington, love his fucking songs.
Yep. I like Toby Keith.
I like Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw's fucking great.
Tim McGraw's great, man.
The women too. The women singers are fucking outstanding.
Dude, Shania Twain, who didn't love her? Yeah. Man, I think I still am in love with her. I mean, Musgraves, Casey, was it Casey? Kaylee? Casey Musgraves, and then the gal that does the Sunday Night Football song.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Easy on the eyes, too, man. Carrie Underwood, yeah. Easy on the eyes, too. Yeah, I have nothing against that, man. I love, what's his name? I forget his name. He's always with Peyton Manning in the commercials.
Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley has some great songs,
funny. He has a great personality. A lot of these guys, they've got like an inner rocker in them, so it kind of comes out in their
Brad
performance.
Paisley.
Yeah, so that's inside of them, and their music.
He actually plays guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he can play electric. Yeah. And it sounds good. I used to go to this place called Tejas Rodeo, and I'd hear my friend's brother play Friday Night Imitation Adam. I'd hear his brother play, and he was a really excellent player. He was a huge rocker, but
we loved the fucking Country Heart album.
Crazy Heart.
Gosh,
I love that album.
I had that album. You burned it for me. I don't know if you've ever actually got it, but
I think I own a copy.
We love that album. The Urban Cowboy soundtrack is fucking great.
I always hear that about that.
Yeah, that's great.
But the Crazy Heart soundtrack with Jeff Bridges won Best Actor for. I would buy that on vinyl if I could get it.
That's a great fucking album. Him and Colin Farrell tear it up on them.
Anytime someone passes, man, I automatically think of that song Brand New Angel. In fact, that's the first thing I put up when my grandmother passed this past Saturday. I put that song up. It's a beautiful, beautiful song for anyone that's passed. It's from a perspective of a male that has passed, but it doesn't matter. You just think about it because it's such a great, great touching song. And of course the main one, which is, I think it's called Crazy Heart. It's a great, great song. So I love that music. Like I mentioned earlier, Culture Wall, the Dead South, they're more like outlaw country. I've never seen you could say like a.
Have you ever gone to Tom Waits?
I've heard his stuff. Okay. Yeah, and it's good. I know that they say Heath Ledger based a lot of his character from the Joker off of him. Oh, have you heard him?
You know what? I've seen him more in movies than I've heard his music. So.
Yeah. My dad always brings that up about what's his name from the Boondock Saints. The dad, Billy.
Oh. Yeah.
I forget his name, but my dad's like, he's a big country,
comedian, right?
Country. Yeah, I think it is country. Yeah, believe it or not. So,
all right.
What else we got here?
Well, Rich, let us know which ones you've seen.
Yeah, Rich, let us know.
Steve says outside venues are the best. They really are.
Yeah,
they're really
that's
good.
True. That's kind of true.
Sorry. Right there.
Steve says Sunken Gardens. Your brother swears by Sunken Gardens.
It's great. No, it's great.
Oh no, I saw Bush there.
Yeah.
I saw Bush there, and they were fucking rad.
That's a beautiful, great open spot.
It has that slope I talked about. I told you earlier.
Yes, it does.
The slope is so good.
It's so space. You can have a lot of space there. That's a great spot.
Yeah. Double A, read these. I'm gonna. Okay. I gotta.
Gabriel says Sunken Gardens too.
Yeah. Sunken Gardens, love it, man.
Let me see.
Double A is gonna keep you guys going on the comments. I'm gonna be right back.
If you had a choice to put a band together, who would you pick? Past rocker. Okay, I'll wait for CM to come back. Gabe, you are pressing books. We gotta talk about you coming on the show. Richard says I have been to Bonds downtown to see those local bands, and they were pretty good. Lots of screaming, but I would definitely love to really see a good one. They're all right. Jason, I seen Def Leppard. It was fun. I got to see him once. Gabriel says the sting in the pit hurts more than the physicality. Yeah, it does. Those fuckers don't like to shower. Flores has some good concerts. Randy Rogers banned many times. Kenny Chesney. Yeah, Ken Fowler, Dirk Bentley, Dwight Yoakam. That's for CM. All right, so we're all caught up. So, guys, if you've been to rap concerts, country concerts, pop concerts, my wife had got to see Prince like about a few times. She's seen Stone Temple Pilots a few times, Rob Zombie a few times. You know, I know CM's been to some rap concerts. I haven't been there. I wouldn't think they're really any good. Honestly, rap concerts, what can they really do? They're just on stage with the mic. You know, hit us up. Are you more into classic rock? Are you more into the new metal? If you guys are any of you guys Mudvayne fans? I love Mudvayne. I'm really glad they're back together again. So I can't wait. I know they're only doing some foreign festivals right now, so hopefully they'll come to San Antonio again. Let me see. Getting something to drink real quick. All right. Steve, you ever got to see Moxie live? That's a band I'm never going to get to see. Or Budgie. Have you ever heard Budgie? Seen Budgie? Let me see. Steve, it looks like CM is drinking Ziegenbach. And I'm drinking Dose. Richard, yeah, I like AC/DC. I got to see them for the Black Ice tour back in 2009, I believe it was. Hey, CM. Rich says he's sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you, Rich. I appreciate that, my brother.
And the guy we missed, he says that he's seen Kenny Chesney.
Oh, okay.
He's seen Randy Rogers, Kevin Fowler, Dirk Bentley, and Dwight Yoakam too.
Oh wow, man! The innovator of punk country, as they call him. Yeah. I know that Randy Rogers and Kevin Fowler play San Antonio a lot. I don't know if they're from around here or not, but I always hear good things about their shows. Okay. So that's very, very nice, very nice there. But Dwight Yoakam, man, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's huge.
And what was the first one?
Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney.
Like, damn, I forgot about him.
Was he who was the singer that got shot up at Vegas? It was their show. It wasn't Kenny Chesney, right? No. Okay, I might be mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I was trying to remember what artist it was whose show was going on at Vegas when they had that shooting, that active shooter from the window. So yeah, no, hey man, that's a great list. I would love to see any one of those performers because I know that they have got such a name synonymous with that. I walked out on you being asked to put together a band.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to say that for you.
Okay,
real quick, Jason says I want to go see Rat. Rat's really good. I've seen them. And I asked Steve if he ever seen Moxie or Budgie, and he just answered me. He goes, he saw Moxie once and Budgie twice.
Man, badass. Damn, dude. Steve, you and my dad got to chat. You know what I mean?
Oh, right here. If you had a choice to put a band together, you would pick past rockers or current rockers?
Past for me. You want to know who? Or
yeah, who would you pick?
I would probably
so first off, a drummer. Who would you get, drummer?
Past, like as in the past, or they're dead?
Anyone. He said past or current.
Drummer, probably Neil Peart.
Okay. Bass.
Bass. Oh shit. You know what? I'd put Flea on bass.
Okay. Now, what kind of guitars? Would you have a rhythm? Would you just have one solo, or would you have two leads?
Two leads.
Okay. Who would your two leads be then?
Are we still in the past?
Yeah,
to be dead?
Be anyone. No.
Oh, anyone?
It says past or current.
Slash.
Okay.
And Eddie.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. And your singer.
It doesn't fit with them, but Kurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, damn.
I think about him all the time, actually. Nice. I thought about him today quite a bit, actually, a lot. And There's something about his soul. He does not fit with that band I made at all. But man, you know, they have a whole album, Double A, that I can hear. When I hear the Unplugged album, I just groove and I just feel it and I just love it. Like every song, beginning to end, the entire album. And it's one feeling. And when I hear From the Muddy Banks of Wishkah, the Nirvana Live album, that is an entirely different, angry, fast, fucking hard vocals feeling. And I'm like, man, you know what? In his own way, this guy had like a lot of range. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's two different. If you were to like say, hey, I need you to take two albums, one that makes you feel really like melodic and blue and just even and whatever, I'd be like that album. But you want to make it that takes you like, turns your level up to fucking 11 and makes you go fucking nuts. Muddy Banks of Wishkah, the live album, it's just their Nirvana songs, but live, man, he really puts a lot into this. I feel like, and I'm like, that's the only band I can think of that like they swing that entire spectrum for me. You know what I mean? Like from one feeling to the other or whatever. So I would just maybe I'm wrong. He would be good with that, and I'd see what he could do with it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That would be me. That would be my weird hodgepodge band or whatever. Well, I missed yours. What did you say?
Oh, I didn't say anything. I was waiting for
you. Oh, okay, great.
I probably would go
drums first.
Drums. I'll go Roger Taylor. I like Roger Taylor.
I like
that. My bass would be Geddy Lee from Rush.
Okay.
Love his bass playing.
Yeah.
My lead singer would be Chris Cornell. He'd be my lead singer.
Well, you're kind of taking a risk like me. Okay.
Yeah.
But although I feel like that man has all the range in the world. Yeah.
Well, we heard him like with Patience, the Guns N' Roses track.
I tell you, the Bob Marley, the Redemption song.
That too.
Man, he kills it. Billie Jean, he does Billie Jean, the cover of Billie Jean. It's
wonderful. Guitars, man.
You're gonna go two?
Yeah. I like the.
Let's just fill it up, right?
I like the two leads. Yeah. Man, that's a hard one there.
Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit.
You know what? I'm actually a fan of his.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
I like his riffs that he does with Limp Bizkit.
Well, he is really good. No doubt. Speaking of no doubt, I saw Gwen Stefani got a TikTok, and she did a really great TikTok. I'm just letting you think. She did a really great TikTok. You know?
Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple.
Okay.
And man, who will my other guy be?
Other lead?
You know what? Let me just stop it there. So Richie Blackmore guitar, Chris Cornell at singer, with Geddy Lee on bass, and Roger Taylor on drums.
That's a badass band right there, man. I would love to hear that music, dude. That would be really rad. You know who we don't think about? I didn't think about Gene Simmons for bass. He's a good bassist. He's a good bassist. They're a really good band.
Yeah,
but they just don't get put in that category of for their musical skills. You know what I mean? But no, they're really great, really diverse.
Gabe says that he saw Kiss and Motley Crue when they came together a few years back.
Ooh, nice.
I wasn't around, but love 80s hair metal bands for some reason.
What's not to love, Gabe? No, don't apologize.
They're just all about partying.
Yeah. It's fun music.
Yeah. Steve says, Chuck, maybe he does fit, bro.
Yeah, maybe he does. Thank you, Steve. That.
Richard, answer your question right here. Jason Aldean.
That's who it was. You know what? He's pretty good too. I like his music as well. Yeah.
Gabe says, random artist band you love who people wouldn't guess from any genre.
Random artist band who you love.
That you love that people wouldn't guess.
Okay, let me think about it. Steve says, how about Freddie Mercury's lead?
Oh,
you know what? Steve, literally, I look at the man right here. There's a Double A has a great banner here of the man where he's got his hand up, the class. Queen Wembley a Mercury to be in his band
singer
and take the band to the next level. Double, you got an answer for
I
Gabe?
think I do. I think most people would say when I tell them I like Death. I think a lot of people would be like, wow, really? You like Death? Death are a legendary metal band. They are the reason why there is a genre called death metal. Mm-hmm. They are named after Death, this band Death. Sadly, Chuck Schuldiner, the lead singer, the creator of Death, he passed away in 2001 from brain cancer. So that is a band I am never ever going to see, and that fucking breaks my heart anytime. If you're in the Friday Night Faithful, you've seen I post a lot of Death stuff.
Quite a bit. Yeah. And I'm not familiar with them that much. I know you post Venom a lot too, and I don't really know.
And that's like another band people would probably be like, "Wow, he's really into Venom."
Yeah. For me, I've when I say, when people ask me what kind of music you like, and I say everything, I really do usually mean it, because I do like a little bit of everything. Like, I mean, I literally.
I'm really surprised when you tell me you like the bluegrass kind of stuff.
Yeah, the bluegrass stuff is kind of out there. But
and I say that like as a genre, not really like as a band or anything. It's just like a genre, Yeah, I'm like, wow.
Seriously, okay. There's a lot of stuff I can hear. But no, Gabe, for me, like I do like a lot of like Irish punk, so like Dropkick Murphys, Flogging Molly. That might not be a surprise to some, so maybe a better surprise would be that like I think I might own like 1 or 2 Britney Spears albums. Like, no doubt, I should legit own them. Number 1, because I think she's super hot still. But there were songs that were just catchy. Yeah, it's still looking good. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, I have no shame in my game. I bought some Britney Spears albums. I have Limp Bizkit albums. I mean, people that are like, I don't know that I ever bought a Nickelback album. I don't think I own a Nickelback, but I do like Nickelback songs. So it's just, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But no, I mean, I love hip hop, R&B. My mom is all about R&B, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. She loves all that stuff. So for me, when I hear that music, I think automatically of her. I grew up pretty much with rap and hip hop, so that stuff is like second nature to me. I just saw this video with Method Man and Redman, and it's like them like freestyling like recently, and boy, is it good. It is fucking fire. Like, I'm like, man, these new rappers, they don't got shit on that. Like, these 2 dudes are, man, they're hammering it out like it's like old school sounding good. Which also shout out and rest in peace to Humpty Hump. Passed away also.
That's right.
Digital Underground, the man himself, Shock G. Man, that sucks. So he seemed pretty young still, and he's the only guy that in his eulogy they will say he once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. His name is Humpty, pronounced with an umpty. All the rappers in the top 10, please allow him to bump thee. So, Shock G, may you rest in peace, sir. You had a great, colorful painted nose, and even Tupac carried your crates of your records, my friend. So, long may you reign in heaven, sir.
Nice.
Double A, what else we got?
Richard says they have good country concerts at Floors in Helotes. I want to see Aaron Lewis there in June. But that's where I saw Randy Rogers Band and Dwight Yoakam.
Very nice. I have been to Floors several times, Rich, to see. I guess maybe these guys are kind of considered country. I kind of call it outlaw country because it's not pop country. It's not like what you would hear on KJ97. But that's where I've seen Culture Wall. Look up Culture Wall, Rich. You'll like him. Very close to Johnny Cash. He's Canadian though. And then the other one, man, I don't know why I couldn't hold it this time. I just had to go. The other person I've seen there is Tyler Childers. Tyler Childers, I believe, is from Texas, somewhere in Texas. Great music. Look up Tyler Childers. I saw him there as well at Floors. Man, the song Nose to the Grindstone is one of my absolute favorites. White House Road, one of my absolute favorites. These are the songs Double A always hear me talk about. I love a song with a story. The artist paints such a vivid picture that you're like, holy shit, man, this guy is like, he talks about his dad mining coal and him pretty much being on coke because, and that's why I call it outlaw country because, sometimes country music can be pretty fun. You know what I mean? A little bit of chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday night. But these guys talk about like, you know what? We're working in the fucking mine and we're doing blow because working in a mine sucks balls. So, we're doing blow. So it's kind of that darker side of it. I'd call that outlaw country. So yeah, Floors is a pretty cool venue.
Yeah.
When it's very hot though, it is very hot and it's just hot, man. That's what I think about some venues that suck is when it's so incredibly hot that I can't enjoy myself. In fact, I told you about the Mumford & Sons. Me and my lady went really well. She was, women dress comfortably and it looks beautiful on them. She was lovely looking. I dressed with like a vest and a long sleeve shirt and boots, and it was blazing hot. And I was like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Like, they went on at night, but it doesn't get dark here until like fucking 9.
8,
yeah,
9.
like so it was tragic, but are we good? Are we through the comment?
Yeah, Steve says he thinks Freddie had a great voice.
The best. Steve, the absolute best voice.
Rich says, what band really started rock music? Who is the godfather of rock music? I guess it really depends. I guess you would say Chuck Berry and Elvis.
Yeah, I would go
rock
with you.
Music.
Chuck Berry and Elvis is a great. You were the one that I would have just by myself. I would have just said Elvis, but since this show started, you taught me that Chuck Berry, his name is equally in there. So Chuck Berry and Elvis, I would definitely give that.
If you want to talk about heavy metal, it's Black Sabbath. If you want to talk about punk music, it's the Ramones. They're the ones who influenced Sex Pistols and the Clash.
I'm not going to argue with any of those right there. I agree with that.
Grunge. I don't know if you want to say maybe Alice in Chains or Soundgarden because it came out way before Nirvana did.
Yeah. He always wanted to be new wave. He said he always wanted to be a new wave band.
That's weird because they sound punk.
Yeah, that sounds way.
Yeah, they sound really punk.
It's very punky. It's so fast.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, you're playing too fast to be.
Thrash, if you want to say thrash, it's Metallica. If you want to say death metal, it's Death. If you want to say black metal, it's Venom. So it just really depends. You can say Cream and Jimi Hendrix, or even started rock and roll too, honestly.
Yeah, those are good pulls to pull in.
Because they were playing music that the Beatles and Rolling Stones definitely weren't playing. So
yeah. So, you got to listen to Cream and Jimi Hendrix for sure. And those are good too.
Richard says Britney Spears hot, but a little out there.
Yeah, I know. It might just be one. No, I think I own her first 2 albums. I'm not gonna lie. I probably got them. I can go find them.
Gabe says Britney. That's what I'm looking for. I'm a sucker for her voice, and I like a little.
Sia. Yeah. Hey. I'm gonna swing. What does she really look like though? What's with the fucking hair? I don't know about Sia. But
Steve, I guess, is liking Limp Bizkit.
Okay, yeah. Limp Bizkit, I mean, they have good tunes.
You were a huge fan.
I have that first album, the hot dog and the chocolate flavored water. Stupidest name ever.
If you see Fast and the Furious, that trailer, it was always My Way, and I mean, they were everywhere.
Even the Undertaker, right?
Yeah,
and it was rolling. Those ones are, and he did that one with Method Man, and Method Man is undeniable Method Man.
Steve says talking great country singers. Leith
Whitley. Okay,
favorite.
I'm not familiar with him. Rich, you have any familiarity with Leith Whitley? I don't know. Give me a song, Steve. I listen to some old. Based on Shawshank Redemption, I listened to some old Hank Williams, the first Hank Williams, like before Hank Williams, the second and the third. I listened to the old Hank. I listened to Kalijah and all that. I was like, oh, all right, this is pretty damn good. You know what I mean? I like some of that old Hank.
Gabe says all country is out there for me. Just can't give it to
That's Gabe, fine, I will help you. I'll be the light.
And Steve says, don't forget Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
If you see, again, if you're in a Friday Night Faithful, I did post up Janis Joplin.
And she is often regarded as kind of the first woman innovator of
Big
that.
Time.
I personally don't get off to that much of her music, but I get it, though. I see where she's at.
No, you can see it, though. There's a lot of the women that really, she's a big influence on. So.
Yeah. Totally. Great comments, guys. Yeah. Man, I love having this conversation with y'all so much. I really appreciate you guys joining us that are still hanging out here. So let's get right back into. I'm gonna go ahead and call us the last leg of it. Right? I think we're in the last leg already. Let's wrap it up. And you know what? If there's any time left, we're just gonna use it to hang out with you guys, read your comments, and just be here, and we'll all just talk all together because I love that the most. When we're all just chatting it up, guys. So here we go. Thanks for hanging out, guys. So there's a quick little break, and man, boy, please go to youtube.com, search Just Another Friday Night, hit subscribe, and hear all that you missed in the break, guys, that are on our audio, because man, we love that you're here and you hear this audio person all talking about the topic of the night. But guys, there's such a great conversation going on in the live, and we understand you can't be there all the time. But man, you guys, the Friday Nighters, the Friday Night Faithful, have such wonderful input, and you create such great conversations with great comments that we just love hanging out and talking with you guys about that. So if you're just joining us, you're late, but we were late. We had computer issues, but we're here. We're drinking beer. We're having a great Friday. I'm having a great time right now. And we're talking about mine and Double A's personal concert going experiences, and at the same time during the breaks we're hearing about all your concert going experiences. We've been in a time now, almost a year plus now, almost. It feels like, well, maybe not. It would be a year.
It's been a year since March.
A year without concerts, guys, without gathering, without hearing live music the way we love it and know it. If you are a live music fan or a music fan, even if you're just a fan of just watching or listening to live music, you haven't really heard any new live music because no one's been out.
My last concert was November 2019. So that was my last concert.
Man, I'm sure mine was probably back then too. I can't even remember the last show that I saw.
So that sucks.
But Double A, let's run down on our way out, and then we're gonna just hang with the Friday Night Faithful, all the Friday Nighters, and talk music. Let's run down some of the other shows you've seen, you loved, you liked, didn't like. You know, awesome. I've got a list. I don't see you have a list. You normally have notes, but I know your brain's like a steel fucking trap, so it doesn't really matter. So Double A, go ahead, give me what you got. We can kind of go. We'll go.
So one of my all personal favorites, Social Distortion. It came. Man, they're another band. It's like really my only punk band I got to see. Like a real punk band, and man, Mike Ness just brought it big time. I have like about 2 shirts from that concert. You know, Social Distortion, if you guys have seen, if you guys have heard, are one of my favorite bands. I've gone on record, he's my favorite lyricist. So to actually finally see the dude, finally see the band, it was like, finally.
I think I know this night pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a kind of a cool story. It's a cool story, but to me a little bit of a sad story.
Yeah. So I didn't like it either.
Yeah. This is the way it went. They're on the same night that Social D was
my
here.
Birthday. So CM has got me this really cool ticket.
To see Eddie Vedder by himself, though. It wasn't with Pearl Jam. And he was going to play songs from like his solo album and his solo stuff. Because he has a couple of solo albums. Excuse me. I was really a big fan at the time of the one he did. It was called like the ukulele songs. That's what I think it was called. And he played a lot on the ukulele.
There you go.
Really beautiful. It's really slow. It's really melodic. He played at the Lila Cockrell Theater. It's part of the Henry B. Convention Center downtown. Small venue, intimate. I was expecting a lot. You know, and it was great. It was a really, really good show. But I'm really glad that you went to see Social D because I know how much they mean to you now.
That's a lot of
and don't get me wrong. I would love to see them again, and I would love to see them with you.
They were one of the bands I know you've seen, but you really didn't pay attention to when you went.
When I went to Plano for whatever fest it was that Friday Night or Albert took me and invitation to Adam and my sister to, I got to see them there before Weezer. Actually, it was them, then Weezer, and then Jane's Addiction, and we didn't even stay for Jane's Addiction because we did the whole festival from 11 a.m. to it was going to go if we would have stayed for Jane's Addiction till 11 p.m. And we were dying in Plano on the soccer field, whatever the Dallas Football Club or whatever it is plays. It was brutal. We got to see Flogging Molly. We got to see Sick Puppies. We got to see what's the band that sings Neon Trees? I think that was my first time seeing Flogging Molly. But we got to see Weezer, and Weezer was fucking amazing, man. And yes, I got to see Social D. They looked rad. Mike Ness is out there with the white shirt and the suspenders.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in love yet, so I didn't really pay attention. But boy, what a miss for me because this guy got me with their Live at the Roxy album.
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking band, man. Social Distortion. I would love the next time they come, man. We got to go to that together. I'm there, dude. I'm there. But on this particular night, it was really weird because
it was both. They were both playing on the same day, and I was like, "Oh,
it was no hard feelings." I was like, "Hey, man, do your thing." I think I ended up taking Jess.
Yeah, you did,
and I was there with Albert too, or somebody else was there. I felt like it might have just been us. But I thought Eddie was still great.
Oh,
I mean,
trust
that
me,
gorgeous voice.
Seen that show,
man, that gorgeous voice, and to me at the time it was like this is the closest I'm going to get to Pearl Jam, which we've said this before.
Yeah.
Long before we had a show, we said. We will see Pearl Jam together.
Yeah.
That is on our to-do list. We will see Pearl Jam.
Those fuckers haven't came since like 2003.
Yeah.
To San Antonio.
Are we willing to venture out?
But see, that's the thing though. It's like when they do come to Austin, it's for
that
fucking festival.
I know.
Man. And I'm like, God.
We're getting a little too old for festivals.
Well, not just that, but it's those festivals that we're not really into. You know, it's like fuck, so
it's rough.
That's what kind of sucks.
It's rough. Okay, you run me down to a couple others.
Yeah, so I want to say that one of the most surprising that I was actually like really like surprised with how good it was Marilyn Manson. I was really surprised, and he was opening up for Smashing Pumpkins. So that was like another kind of like weird, kind of like twosome, but it's weird that he even opened up for Smashing Pumpkins. But I would tell anyone that if you even remotely like some of his songs, go check Marilyn Manson out. His fucking stage show is awesome. And that night he played the greatest hits, and that was great. If you like Sweet Dreams, if you like Beautiful People, if you like any of those other songs.
You think he's gonna tour still?
I don't know with all the heat, but man, what a great fucking concert that was. That blew me away big time. And Smashing Pumpkins were good too.
I think that.
Smashing Pumpkins were actually really good, and they were playing like a greatest hits set too. So that
makes me sad.
Better.
They're on my list.
Really,
I would love to see that. I love them so much. My favorite songs from there are like 33, like some of their kind of more off ones. Like I love those songs.
But man, that night it was just like a greatest hits night for both bands, and it was amazing. Another one that I was like really surprised about how good it was Hall & Oates. I was really surprised how good.
Where'd you see Hall & Oates at?
At AT&T Center.
I would love to see Hall & fucking Oates, man.
So, okay, you hear Hall & Oates on the radio, right? You hear all the bullshit like studio. If you actually hear them, man, they're a great fucking blues band, like jazz band. When you take away all those like special effects, they're just a really hardcore fucking jam band, man.
One of them has a TikTok. I don't know if it's Hall or if it's Oates, whatever, but man, it's fucking badass, dude. Yeah, like I'm like, man, this guy has a great voice.
I was blown away by how good Hall & Oates were. I was wow.
Who was that?
Tears for Fears were the opener. Which was
what a great show,
right? And which John and Roxanne were there too. Two of our Friday night members, they were there somewhere too. On that
did they see Hall & Oates too?
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to be at that show.
Oh man, they were both amazing. I was like Tears for Fears. The first song they started off was Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Yeah, that was the first song.
And, bring them in, just bring them in quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but man, Hall & Oates killed it. They were amazing. I was really surprised how good they were,
dude. That is so great. I would love to go see Hall & Oates. I mean, there's no whatever about that. It's just they're badass. So I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Another great band I got to see when supposedly they were retiring back in 2010, and they're still going today. Is Scorpions. I got to see the Scorpions in 2010.
I would love to see Scorpions.
That was fucking amazing. That was like another one of those nights where they just played all their greatest hits, all of them. And it was an amazing show.
What? So, like, why play new material when you've got just a volume
and that's
of
the
hits?
thing. It was great.
It's like easy money.
And the band that opened up for him that Jason said was Rat. I got to see Rat.
No shit, man.
They played, Round and Round. And then they even played the Point Break song, man.
Dude, nice.
You remember that?
I remember that one.
At the very end when Keanu Reeves lets Bodie go. That song at the very end.
That's Rat?
Yes, that's
I don't think I ever knew it was them.
Yeah, that's Rat.
Dude, that's fucking great.
So that was fucking cool. A little cool story about one of the Iron Maiden tours I saw. Dream Theater was opening up for him. If any of you know Dream Theater, Mike Portnoy is like one of the all-time greatest drummers ever. Tony was with us that night, and he knows Halford's drummer. Rob Halford has a solo band just called Halford. Oh. And he knows the drummer, which is another equally famous drummer.
Yeah.
He got Tony backstage, and Tony asked me if I wanted to go. And I was like, yeah, shit. To meet Mike Portnoy? Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And so I went.
Don't not say no.
Yeah, I went with them. I met Mike Portnoy. I met Bobby, who's a San Antonio legend. He's like a badass drummer. If you look him up, Bobby Jarbatsky, I have his right there. I see that.
Okay. We're looking at is it a drum top?
Yeah, a drum top.
Okay.
Yeah. Legendary drummer in his own right. Okay. I got a picture of both of them. So that's fucking cool. And then Bobby wasn't going to stay the whole night, so he gave me and Tony his tickets. So me and Tony moved up a little bit more to see the rest of the Iron Maiden concert. So that was pretty fucking
That's
cool.
pretty badass.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. So thank you, Tony.
Yeah, Friday Nighter Tony, man. That's fucking awesome.
Some venues I've got to see. I've been to Sunset Station like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see Mudvayne. It was cool because they had the makeup on still.
Oh, right on.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I've seen them once too, and they did the bullet hole thing.
Yeah.
I saw them just once.
And I went with Adam. Our friend Adam on that one.
Fair.
And then I saw Seether, and I can't remember who I went with on Seether. Because I'm a huge fan of Seether. It
might have been we call him Imitation Adam.
It might have been Adam
also
too.
Because he was a big Seether fan at one time too.
And it's funny.
They used to always play the Oyster Bake.
Yeah.
So I would see a lot of those bands there at Oyster Bake.
What's funny though is that my ticket says Seether and Chevelle. I don't remember Chevelle whatsoever. so I was like,
you must have been at Oyster Bake, man, because Chevelle.
No, this is Sunset.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yes, it was Sunset.
Because Chevelle plays Oyster Bake.
I know, it was
all
weird.
the time.
It was weird.
I mean? Yeah.
And then I saw Danzig at Sunset too.
So you've seen him twice?
I got to see Danzig twice.
No shit.
And that was after the Circle of Snakes album. So that was really cool. Now the only thing that sucks though is that if any of you have ever seen Danzig live, he fucking sucks live. He does this thing like where he holds the mic right here, and before he finishes, he kind of pulls the mic away. So if you ever hear a live album, if you ever see it, he fucking pulls the mic away big, like a lot, and it's fucking frustrating.
It's not like maybe he's doing it for like the effect, the way it looks.
I think so, man. But if you hear a live album from Danzig, it sounds horrible. It really does. And it's not that he doesn't have the voice for it. He has the voice for it. It's just he pulls the mic away every fucking time.
Danzig's the kind of guy that would do a lot of visual bits in an audio podcast. So yeah.
Yeah. So man, that was cool. Let me see. Who are some other ones? Scorpions. I got to see them.
Yeah.
Queensryche. I went with Friday night members Mario Yelly to go see Jeff Tate, the original lead singer of Queensryche, to perform the whole Operation Mindcrime album.
Damn, that's badass.
Yeah, that was really cool at the Aztec Theater. So that was pretty cool. That place is pretty nice. That's not a bad spot. The Aztec Theater.
The Aztec. Yeah. No, I forget who I've seen at the Aztec. A couple people. I think I have it written on here that I've seen at the Aztec. But yeah, I've seen some acts at the Aztec, and that is a pretty good venue for sure.
Another one I wanted to mention, because I told you how the first time I saw Slayer, I didn't think too much of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they came back again where they were the headliners. Anthrax opened up for them. Then it was Megadeth, and then it was Slayer. And Slayer killed it this time as headliners. They played their whole Seasons in the Abyss album, which is considered by many to be like one of the best Slayer albums. While Megadeth played their whole Rest in Peace, which is considered their best album.
Okay.
And then seeing Anthrax, it was like 3 out of the big 4 of thrash. The big 4 of thrash,
the big 4, right? Yeah.
Okay, so
Metallica,
I saw
Megadeth,
and then those 3. It was Anthrax, Megadeth, and Slayer.
So double. Let me ask you: when they play like that whole album, do they play any other hits, or they just play?
Yeah, they do. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
They still play.
Yeah.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
That's badass. That's very badass.
Rush. That's another band I kind of remember. I've seen them twice.
Damn, man, that's a
list. And you're talking about like a almost 3-hour like concert, and it's just them. Mm-hmm. They never bring any openers. It was just them at that time.
Fuck, that's fucking cool.
They played on the second time I saw them. They played their Moving Pictures album, which is like one of their highest selling albums. It's like 4 times platinum. Amazing, just amazing stuff that they do. So Rush, another band that is never going to be around again.
Yeah, Double A, you definitely got some on there that people are never going to see again. I'm going to run down a quick little bit of my list. One that I have on here earlier, Gabe asked, maybe some of the might not think of, but the Mars Volta. I learned about them from, again, like my time at Hot Topic, and I got into at the drive-in because of my great friend Melissa and Jennifer, and then they split up, and those guys are from Texas, and then they got the Mars Volta, and when they played at it might have been Municipal. At the time, it was still Municipal. We saw them there, me and Jen, and it was really, really cool. They were really great. They're amazingly talented and very eclectic, and like just weird and out there, and that music is amazing. Gets you pumped up. Excuse me. Dropkick Murphys, I've seen them 3 times.
That's awesome.
I love them. I love
awesome.
a lot of their music. I've seen them every time with my sister, I think twice at Sunset. And then the most recent time was at that, whatever it's called now, Capone's or SA Rock Box or whatever it is. And they were rad there. My girlfriend got super drunk. She threw up. And,
oh, shit. Wow.
Yeah. I remember that I had to run back in for something. So I ran back in and I ran back out. And I was walking out with my sister. And I saw this girl with a great ass, like bent over, throwing up. And then I was like, hey, sis, look at this one right here. And I pat her on the back. I was like, it'll be all right, honey. And then it was my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Hey, that's awesome, though, right?
Yeah,
awesome.
I guess it was pretty awesome. And I was like, oh, she's all fucking drunk.
Hey, you're like, hey, great ass, honey. Hey, that's awesome.
And I was like, oh,
you're still checking her out.
Yeah, I'm still checking her out. But I was like, oh, now I'm with the drunk girl. So, yeah, but she had a blast, obviously. Yeah, and the Friday night, Aaron B was there with us. It was cool. We all got super trash. My Chemical Romance, I've seen them twice. It's another one that people might not think of that I like. I like them a lot. My sister's a huge fan, so I like them because she likes them and she got me into liking them. We saw them twice, I think both times at Sunset. One of the times before they opened, the opener was Muse, which a lot of people love Muse.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't love Muse at the time, so I saw the set. Didn't appreciate the set, and then afterwards wished I would have. After I got into Muse, wished I would have, because man, are they fucking talented? They're so great. Jay-Z talks about how much he likes Muse.
Holy shit.
Yeah. The band 10 Years. At one time, I felt like they were on the radio a lot.
They were at one point. Yeah,
I saw 10 Years so many times. They're from Tennessee. I saw them. I met the lead singer Jesse so many times. He signed a jacket of mine. I stopped liking them as much because. The Metallica girl ended up banging the brother, and then I was like, "Oh man, fuck that or whatever." So but whatever, more power to her. Good for her. You know what I mean?
No, but 10 Years for a while were on the radio.
And
they had that, like that "You're Beautiful."
Beautiful, yeah.
Are.
Their album, The Autumn Effect, is really, really good. They're still a really good band. I don't know where they are now. I stopped keeping up with
Kiss.
them.
Well, Kiss stopped playing them completely because they used to play another one of your bands. The one that that bad girlfriend.
Shit. Yes,
they used to play them.
Theory of a Dead Man.
Yes, Theory of a Dead Man. They used to play them a lot, and they stopped doing it.
Yeah,
so
a lot of those bands I got to because my ex-girlfriend was really into them, and they were really good too, like All American Rejects. They were so good. Yeah, I got them on here too. I'm gonna get into a couple of hip hop ones. I have seen Jay-Z perform live.
How was that? How was that? Seeing a major heavyweight.
I have him on the list of kind of what I was really excited for, but then kind of let down. Okay. Only because I didn't realize that like that show translates better like in a small venue. We saw him at AT&T.
Okay,
you're so far away. It's just him.
Really?
You can hardly see. He's trying to put on a show, but hip hop music is different. It's so visceral that you almost like need to be up close. So. It was what made me think, is I was like, this guy has some of the greatest videos I've ever seen, period. The Big Pimpin' video is just beyond. But live, it was a little bit of a letdown because it sounds very much like the album. You know what I mean? I was like, all right. But it was cool to see him live. Not that I was with my lady and it was cool. I wore my Yankees hat. It was all good. Snoop, y'all heard me talk about my Snoop experience. I've also seen Chameleonaire. He was great, played the hits. He was before I saw 3 6 Mafia. Then I saw them. They were good. Nothing like overly, like wild or whatever. 3 6 Mafia, they threw money out. They threw money out to the first couple. The way Ozzy threw out buckets of water, they threw out money, but it was in the first couple of, how as far as the money could go, and the people were acting crazy. So I was glad I wasn't that close. I saw T.I.
Really? How was he?
He was good. He was really good. It was right before he went to jail. So it was like he was about to go away. So it was like
before Ant-Man?
Yeah, before Ant-Man. It was definitely before Ant-Man. He did a really great job. I did enjoy it. My cool story with how you said you got to meet was it from Judas Priest?
Yeah.
Breaking Benjamin. When I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, she had a friend that was a photographer. We saw Breaking Benjamin, and it's funny because Friday Nighter Albert is a huge Breaking Benjamin fan. He loves Breaking Benjamin. So when I was with
I can't stand that song. That Diary of Jane.
Diary of Jane.
Can't stand that fucking
I actually like that one a lot.
I know you do, but
yeah, when I was at my ex, she had a friend that was a photographer. She didn't know this because she had a huge crush on Ben, and we didn't know this was going to happen. We were just hanging out. We saw the show. They were great. The friend was like, "Come back here," and we got to go like to the bus. Like we got on the bus. We were on their bus.
Wow.
I drank their Coors Light. The one guy, I think he was the drummer or the guitarist. He was a fucking dick. He was such a dick. And I kind of felt like he was looking at my chick, and I was like, you know what, whatever. But I got to meet Ben, and he's a big, tall fucker. Like he's big, yeah. And his girlfriend was like shorter than me, so it was like one of those like really big guy, really little chick. And he had this, and I was so calm around him because at that time I was not, and even now I'm not like a hugest fan of them. Like I like their songs, but I wasn't going to geek out. So I was cool. My then girlfriend was like frozen, like, you know, but I was like, oh, blah, blah, like talking to him, whatever. And everyone was like, oh, you're just talking to him. But he had this really rad tattoo on his calf of Superman. He has a big like calf linked Superman tattoo. And I was like, dude, your fucking Superman tattoo is badass. And he was like, oh yeah. And then we were like, are y'all going to drink and party? And they're like, no, we're going to go to bed. We go to bed early. And I was like, okay. So then that was that for them. But that was my cool, like, you know, kind of behind
that's badass. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a kind of funny story about 30 Seconds to Mars. I'm going to bring it up only because I saw 30 Seconds to Mars, you know, Jared Leto. They were awesome. Yeah. He was signing autographs. I was in the line. And Friday nighter, Crystal S., Miss Crystal Sanchez, her cat got run over that night. We're like 5 people away. She freaks out. I get out of line to be a consoling friend because we worked together at the time at Hot Topic, and we did not meet Jared Leto. So, Crystal.
Fight Club, man.
So, Crystal, you don't get a free T-shirt. You have to buy your T-shirt. And I did not meet Jared Leto because of you, because your cat Buttons or Mittens or whatever the fuck his name was.
Sam, real quick. Were you with my brother to see Anvil?
Yes.
And I saw Anvil. To meet them, right?
Yes, we hung out with them. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yes, we did. Cool. That was, I fucking forgot about that, man. Anvil, the story of Anvil, guys. Watch that documentary, man. Metal on Metal. That was a great fucking show. Yeah. That was at that same place, a little whatever weird rock venue it is. It's like, it's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
It's horrible. It's not a good venue for music. There's so many pillars and shit in the way. But yeah, you know who I saw? Who I wasn't into when I saw them in the full band? Pantera.
Oh, when was that?
I was with old Friday Nighter Tabitha. That far back. So this is like almost 20 years. Someone got tickets. They had 2 extra tickets. They gave us the tickets. We were at, I think it might have been at the Dome.
Already opening for Kiss or Black Sabbath.
I don't remember, but we were like so far away. But they had pyro and they had the big Pantera letters across the stage. It was so hot. I could it reminded me of when Kane would come out.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, but I didn't know any of the songs. And I was just like whatever. And this is before Dime got shot, all that shit. Like, I was like, I saw them, but I don't really.
Yeah, that's definitely 90s because Pantera ended like in 2000. So.
Yeah, pretty rough. Ted Nugent, free tickets. With my dad,
you saw him with Derek St. Holmes, right?
I believe so. My dad
That's awesome.
My dad told me the story that he saw them at some festival, Rosedale Park, some shit here in Central. He's like, I was way in the back. He says I was stoned, all that was back in the 70s and shit. He's like, it was whatever. So me and my dad saw him. I pushed us up to the front. We were pretty close, whatever. So we got to see him and, Stranglehold and Cat Scratch Fever. So we heard him. That was cool. Whatever we balanced, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's got their feelings about, Ted. And me too.
Know what? But, with Derek St. Holmes, I would always say those 2 first albums that he did are kick ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to mention this one real quick. I saw Hailstorm together with In This Moment.
Nice.
My girl she loves and In This Moment, and I liked Hailstorm a lot. I bought the tickets for her for In This Moment. They were the opener, and then it was Hailstorm. And before that was a band called New Year's Day, which the lead singer is gorgeous. She does her hair like half black, half red. Anyway, In This Moment blew me away with their performance. Like, it's like a production, man. Their show. Maria, she does the lead singer, she's fucking amazing, man. And it was a badass show. After that, I fell so in love with their music, man. In This Moment. I like them more now than Hellstorm. I told her we will definitely go again to see In This Moment, even wherever they're at on the card, just for them. Hellstorm was also very great. Lizzie Hale is wonderful. They were good, but damn, In This Moment, it's got a lot more better songs. A really heavy, really badass band. Both, well, actually, it was cool. All three bands and lead singers are women, so it's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it, except for I got to see Coheed and Cambria open for Iron Maiden, which was like a random. They didn't play the hits, which kind of broke my heart, but my sister loves them. And I didn't get to hear those songs. So I think they were trying to be heavier because it was a Maiden concert. And then an old former favorite band, Everclear. I saw them. Right. I saw them at the Oyster.
I saw them with you.
Were you with me? Yes. Yeah. And they played 8, 6, 7, 5.
Yeah,
that was like the
all those chicks on the stage.
Yeah. I think Friday Night Imitation Adam.
He was there, but that's where we heard Alter Bridge too.
Yes, Alter Bridge, the Edge song, Edge's theme song. Y'all know we love wrestling, so it was pretty damn cool to see all that. But yeah, that's who I can remember that I wrote down on a list, but I didn't write down Anvil, who I obviously saw with you.
I forgot too. I've seen Motley Crue twice. I don't think they're great at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee and
the original band. Yeah.
Shit, Double A, that's great.
They opened up for Aerosmith, which I saw, and then they
Aerosmith.
And then there were
my dad has their ticket too.
And then there were headliners with Poison and New York Dolls opening.
Oh, so wow.
Poison was great. Heart and Def Leppard, I saw both of them. Heart definitely blew away Def Leppard that night by far. Roger Waters, I got to see Roger Waters of Pink Floyd. That show was fucking amazing.
That little list just killed my list. Great fucking list, man. Hey guys, there's no wrong answers. It's who you like and who you love. And if you get to see someone, you know what I mean? This is why we say, hey, we saw people that we didn't know.
Yeah,
we were gonna like more.
Real quick, my wife, she's seen like Prince. Said Prince was the greatest concert she's ever been to. She got invited to go see Jennifer Lopez. She said she actually put on a pretty good show. She got invited to go see Cher. She said Cher puts on a really good show. She did that mixtape with the New Kids on the Block, Tiffany, Salt and Pepper. Yeah. She said that was great. They were like, they will play the hits and then somebody else would come play their hit and then somebody else would come. So it was like a mixtape. So she got to hear all of like those bands like one after another. So
that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Your sister-in-law is like a big Backstreet fan. She's seen them a lot in
Backstreet
Vegas.
Boys everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, that's you can't take away from what they were in their heyday. You know what I mean? It was what it was.
She loves them, and she's met them at Comic-Cons and all that kind of stuff. So
pretty damn cool. I've seen videos of like what Britney's concerts look like, and they look amazing.
And then this one might surprise you, but she said my wife saw Stone Temple Pilots every time they came.
She's
shit, a huge fan and saw them every time they came.
Well, now there's someone that also we can't see anymore. You know what I mean? So on that list, guys, if you saw Linkin Park, if you saw Soundgarden, if you saw
any of the grunge bands,
if you saw them when they were them, not no more. And that's like the era that we grew up with.
My band's gone. This band is gone.
Yeah. I still got these guys. One form of them.
Well, actually, they say even when they die, they're still going to be Kiss around. So
he's already got it planned.
Yeah, he's already got planned for other people to dress up in the makeup.
You know what? I'm going to get a guy to paint a birthmark on himself. Just another Friday night. We'll be along after we're done. We'll still be here. You know what? I have a few short questions I want to get through, guys. So I'm going to wrap up this 30-minute block. We'll read through some comments. We'll come back and we're going to do the last 30 minutes all with you guys, and then we'll call it a night, guys. We fucking so much appreciate you guys hanging out, talking music. Man, music just a different thing, man. It just makes us all fucking just get pumped and hyped. And here you are listening to us talk, and you want to listen to music. So we're going to wrap it up probably within 15 minutes. The next block will be short, and then we'll get to it, guys. So if you're listening to us on audio, you'll hear the blip a la Thanos, and then we'll be right back. Guys, Facebook Live, where do we go? Nowhere. We just do it for just the audio, folks. But we're going to be here right back. I'm getting an actual call on my phone right now from Friday Night or Jimmy. And I'm like, don't you see that I'm live on a podcast? Is your phone not work or what? Maybe you should subscribe. I don't know.
Right.
But Double A, let's get to some comments, man. What do we got here?
Richard says, I think he's talking about that Coulter. He said, not me either. I'll have to look him up and listen to some songs.
Give him a listen.
Gabe says, love me some oldies. Back when you can hear the soul in the music, it was real emotional and you can hear it.
Absolutely, Gabe. Totally, my brother.
Steve signs off. Thanks, guys. Good night. Keep rocking,
Steve,
brothers.
Good night. We always will, sir. Let me just roll down.
Oh, we got some more. Okay, Richard says, what band or even song really got you to be a fan of rock music?
Man, that's a deep question. Man, you know what, Rich? For me, man, I can't imagine what your answer is because your dad.
Actually, this might surprise you. No, actually, this might surprise you, but it was actually Soundgarden that really got me into rock music. I don't know what attracted me to Soundgarden. Maybe it was Chris Cornell. I don't know, but Super Unknown is the first ever CD I ever bought.
Okay.
On my own. It's just, man, Soundgarden just blew me away. I love Soundgarden's music. Yeah. I got their whole catalog. That made me a fan. And after that, I just started digging deeper and deeper. So
to this day, Rich, I still probably own the tapes that my dad would send home when he was overseas in Korea, in the military. But he would sit, and I would always hear music all the time. Mm-hmm. My parents both always played music, different kinds of music. My dad loved Journey. My dad would play Billy Idol, Tears for Fears. Wow. You know, he loved all that stuff, man. I literally still own those original cassette tapes because I just didn't let him go. Bruce Springsteen, all that stuff. I mean, I had it and I liked it. Big Bon Jovi. They were mine. I asked my dad for them. I think the Slippery When Wet 45.
Oh, nice.
You know, that's how old I fucking am, right? Because but just music was always on in my house. And like I said, my mom played a whole different genre of music, but I loved it. Me and her always related to things like Michael Jackson, you know, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. She loves that. So she loved Bobby Brown back in the day. She loved Whitney Houston back in the day. Like those things, I mean, I heard with her, and I love that stuff still. Like I can still hear their hits, and it's like it's still good. You know what I mean? So, you know, but for rock music, definitely probably comes from my dad. My dad, I've told this story before on the show, but famous story. My mom is not really a rocker. She's more like R&B. But my dad and her first concert, they're not together anymore, but they still tell the story that there was Van Halen. So they saw the Running with the Devil tour, I believe, when they played here in San Antonio. So, and even then she still hears some of their songs, and she's still like, I see her like she still likes me, even though she's just not really into rock that much. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. George Michael, my dad would have George Michael tapes too. So I would say probably like Journey, Kiss, and Sabbath. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter how many times they play War Pigs. My dad listens to it on the radio when it comes on. So that'd be probably it for me. But those things set the path. He bought me tapes when I was little of Rat, Metallica, Guns N' Roses. And then I was just down that path, man. So yeah, we're kind of kids in the 90s. So you know what I mean? Those things. Let's see. Rich, next question.
If you could put a venue together and have 3 bands playing, who is your opener, your middle, and your headliner?
Oh, great.
Any
question.
Rock band. I had a feeling someone was going to bring this one up.
Rich with the fire as per usual, sir.
You want to go first?
Okay, let me get through it. I feel like Kara Smith and Mark Bernard, and they get great questions, and then they're like both like, "Shit, you go first."
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if you could put a venue together and have 3 bands playing, who is the opener? Okay, I'll let you go since you know.
Okay, my opener is Van Halen. My middle is Iron Maiden. And my headliner for any concert, and I always say this, for any concert, it's always Queen. Queen's gonna close out my fucking festival. Okay, so
damn, that's a great answer. How am I going to beat that? Okay, let's see. A venue, and I've got 3 bands: opener, middle, and closer.
It's any rock band, any genre,
any rock band, any genre. Okay, so to open, I'm going to put Green Day because I talked about my experience with them. They were fantastic. In the middle, I'll put the other band that I talked about that I always think about these 2 shows in my respective life. And I think about them. I'll put the Chili Peppers next. And then last, man, I can't get around it, but I will probably put Queen also, like double A.
It's hard,
It's hard. And my sister just the other day told me that she goes, they're one of my favorite bands, and I was like, I did not know that you having said that, but I would figure that.
The concerts we've seen of Queen, I mean, it's really hard to follow Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Just the way he controls the crowd, you know, and the music.
I want you to have fun at my show.
Yeah.
I want you to be like, hey, that Chuck show he put on was the best show I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It never stopped. How many wrestling shows have we been to where we're like, man, every match was good. Yeah. Like, it was just an awesome show. You know what I mean? So totally. Great question, Rich. Man, you bring the fire, brother. I really appreciate that. And your next one says,
do you think the bad comments about rock music affects his music and image? Yeah. I think so, because there's really no. Can you think of a new rock band? I mean, and then when you look at it, it's like they all look the same. What happened to like this area where it was like you had guys like Queen, then you had guys like Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, then you had guys like Bon Jovi and Motley Crue, and then you had guys like Wham, and then you had guys like Rat, you had all these different kind of genres, different looking rock stars. And now the rock guys, they try to be too heavy. They try to wear blue jeans. They try to grow their fucking beards out. It looks gross. It's like, come on, man.
I give props to Mastodon for the Motherload video, because I was like, oh, this is like an entertaining rock video, because normally rock videos to me are fucking boring. And this is what I said earlier. Rappers and hip hop artists have better videos.
Yeah.
But their live shows not as good, because you don't have all the cars and women and all that and whatever. It's not as good of a live show. But rockers are better live, because they're letting all that emotion out, and they're like letting it out, and they're doing what they want. And it's live, and you're feeding off the crowd. They're performing better, but their videos blow. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to see you in black and white in your black t-shirt with your hair and your face brooding. I'm like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Like,
now,
it's
the
just
hair metal bands videos are good.
Poison
good. Van Halen, the Hot for Teacher.
Well, just what you're saying, Double A, right now. You're saying something. Genres, varying types of rock music. Like you said, now it's like the lines are so blurred. I'm like, what are we listening to? What are you?
It's like I said, Sam, you had a band like Kiss, that looked different,
right?
Then you had it like Black Sabbath for your heavy metal guys,
right?
Then you had your Van Halens for like the long hair rockers. Then you had like the Bon Jovis and the Motley Crues and the Poisons. You had different looks, you had different varieties, and that's just what's missing today.
Yeah.
So that's what sucks.
I think people think too, like, oh, like, certain things, like grunge killed hair metal. And I'm like, not really, because Guns was still around.
Yeah. Guns were dominating. There was the number one band.
Yeah. They were like, Van
Halen was still having number one albums in the 90s.
Yeah. This was in the, Sammy Hagar version, but
they were still having number one
Pound
albums.
Cake, all those albums.
Yeah.
Those tracks were good. So these are the videos that we were watching pretty much every day on MTV growing up. So it wasn't like they weren't there. You know what I mean? So they were definitely there. Let's see what else. What do we got here?
He goes, those would be some good venues. I think Queen would be my headliner. And then he goes, if you were in charge of who goes into the Rock Hall of Fame, what are you looking for in the band? What qualifications? What's the obviously it's the influence, first off.
How do you measure that, though?
Well, like, for instance, like Metallica with football, with thrash,
Okay.
It's like, that the big album sells, obviously. Santana, for instance, well, that's a band we didn't really talk about, but they're very influential in kind of melding that Spanish kind of Mexican music, I mean, Queen is very influential. The Ramones are very influential. The Eagles are very influential. You're just looking for like influential bands, not just like what pisses me off is like I like the Sex Pistols, but they put the Sex Pistols in and they only have like one album.
Right.
It's like, come on, you can't put them in before like Judas Priest that changed the heavy metal look.
Yeah.
They're the first ones that dressed in leather with the studs, and then afterwards you saw every other band do that.
Right. Right.
So I mean, come on, how can you not put in someone like Judas Priest?
Yeah.
Let
me bring us back into the recording version, only so I want our audio listeners to catch this too, whatever. Guys, sorry we had a big, huge break because we just kept talking. But again, if you want to see everything that you missed, please check us out on YouTube. Go search Just Another Friday Night. Hit subscribe. Watch this and hear this full episode because it's so great on music. We're getting so many great questions, and we're talking about our music and concert live experiences. But we're getting so many great questions from the Friday Nighters and the Friday Night Faithful, like Richard, who just asked us. Double A, read it for me again. I'm sorry.
If you're in charge of who goes into the Rock Hall of Fame, what are you looking for in a band? What qualifications must they have?
And Double A just delivered a hell of an answer.
Yeah, I mean, Motorhead, they're not strong sellers album-wise, but the logo, the way they play, they're an influence. Just about everyone says, from Metallica says Motorhead's an influence.
Yeah, I think that it's maybe sometimes difficult to quantify that aspect, like the influence aspect. You know what I mean? Like you might look at album sales, but that doesn't reflect that everybody after them did what they did.
Yeah.
You know, this is what, you know, and guys, I don't want to go on a tangent here, but it's a podcast and tangents are part of the podcast. It's like, you know, we talked about this with sports recently as our own group of friends, you know, and we just said the same thing. We said, well, how do you measure a guy's contributions that, you know, that are with heart, passion, fire to the team? You know, Rodman did have the rebounds, but almost a guy like him, a guy that fires you up and he makes his other teammates better.
It's a big difference.
You can't really measure it, so it might not look like it. And the reason why this came up is because I hope you guys maybe don't know, but I'm a Patriots fan. Julian Edelman announced her retirement. Everyone says he's not Hall of Fame material. His numbers don't match. The numbers are not there. And I'm like, right. But what about his contributions to the team in the years that they won? And ultimately, to me, and we've had this talk before, you and I'm like, I know all the things we're saying, but about individual stats, but it's a team sport. You play a team sport. If you said all those things and it was golf or tennis, singles tennis, I would be like, I can't argue with you because it's a single sport. But we're talking about team sports here. We're usually talking about boxing. If you said any of those things in boxing, I would say you're 100% right because it's just you. But in a team sport, it's like, you know, people say, oh, he would have been better as a receiver if he had a better quarterback. Well, exactly. You need the other guy. You're only as good as the other guy. Montana and Rice are a great tandem because they're each other. You know what I mean? But it's like, Brady had to make other guys better in a sense, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I can't even think of a receiver that was a great receiver without an even kind of okay quarterback. Megatron with Stafford, which even then Stafford's not a scrub. I mean,
Stafford sucks.
I'll take him in New England right now.
Oh shit!
But you know, that's kind of like my point. You know what I mean? So you know,
because there's a difference between Kiss, which is very influential, that's sold over 100 million, at Motorhead, who hears people like Metallica, like Venom, like Slayer, like Megadeth, like Slipknot, like Mudvayne say that Motorhead's a huge influence.
Now, who on that list you named is in the Hall of Fame?
Metallica.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Because of what? Album sales?
See, that's the thing, though. It's like they put more. There's more punk bands. There's a lot of punk bands that are in there, and you can't say album sales because punk bands don't sell.
No. And people don't get that you're the sum. You're the sum of what came before.
The Ramones, legendary. They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but they've only sold maybe 3 million albums, 4 million albums total. You know, but hugely influential. But someone like the Sex Pistols should not be there. You know, the Clash is in there. You know, Nirvana got in there quick.
This is what I mean, Double A. You say should not be there, but based on what? Obviously, I know those bands. Well, okay, yeah. Well, okay, but an influential album, perhaps.
It's an influential album, but I would say the Ramones are just more, influential. No, look, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. They should be, but I don't think they should have got in right away like they did. Okay, it took Queen like until 2000 to get into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Kiss is still not in there. If you talk to anyone,
which is a travesty.
Kiss is like a huge influence on just about anyone.
Performance alone wise, presentation wise. You know, here's something Double A maybe is a question, and Friday Nighters that are left with us here, help me out. Is the caveman that starts the first fire as important as the caveman that starts the biggest fire or 10 fires? Who's more important?
Yeah.
They're, in my opinion, they're both important.
Yeah.
Because the one
The
guy
showed you how to start it off.
Right.
Yeah.
But the other guy's like, this is the biggest fire
He can
ever.
take it up to another
right.
level.
Or I did 10 of them.
Now, look, like I said, Sex Pistols should be in the Hall of Fame. They're very influential, but I don't think they should have been in before even the more influential bands that were in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we can't help it, and I don't know how.
Like, look, Boston's not even in there.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden's not in there. Motorhead's not in there.
Yeah.
There's so many bands. Foreigner's not in there. Journey's not in there. What didn't you say? Journey should have been in there.
I would definitely say that. And here's the thing, guys. Maybe what needs to be better and more closely examined is like, how is this process vetted? Like, how
it's a stupid process.
Who is it? Who determines and based on what?
Like, put it this way: Bruce Springsteen is in there, and then the E Street Band is in there by themselves.
Yeah, that's
E Street Band is in there by themselves. How the fuck is that possible?
Look at that. But you know what?
You're saying that's how good they are. That Bruce deserves one, and the E Street Band deserves one.
Right.
Like, come on.
And you know what? AA. It's kind of like this too. It'd kind of be like saying, like, all right, today we're gonna do the Art Hall of Fame. And we got Leonardo da Vinci up, and we got Picasso up. Yeah. Who's gonna go? It's like, you don't do that with
Put
art
it this way,
because you can't
it's almost
quantify art.
It's almost if you do that, right? Like say Da Vinci, and then you put Bob Ross, and you're like, what the fuck? Why is Bob Ross going in there first before Picasso or Michelangelo? You know, you're like, the fuck? Like, it's cool. Bob Ross is awesome. You know, he draws great mountains, but come on now.
Yeah, but someone else might say, yeah, but what does Da Vinci have except the Mona Lisa? And the Sistine Chapel. No, wait, that's Michelangelo.
Yeah, but
exactly.
Still, a lot of people would be like, "Wow, Bob Ross is in the Art Hall of Fame."
Yeah,
first ballot.
Yeah,
first hall, first ballot.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's us as human beings trying to quantify something that can't be quantified because art is objective, and music is art, and film is art, and comic books are art, and all these things that are creative, that are created. You know, if AA makes a bracelet for his daughter with his hands, it's art. It's his own art. It might be the most beautiful thing ever to her or to me. You know what I mean? But someone else might be like, it's just twined together.
It's almost like, Alice Cooper's called the shock rock.
Mm-hmm.
But then Kiss took it up even more.
Right.
And then Manson took it up
another level. Right.
So,
yeah, if you add in cross-dressing and wearing a thong on stage, I mean, like, okay, like,
Well, even the cross-dress, I mean, New York Dolls did it.
Yeah. Alice Cooper, a little bit, maybe too. Iggy Pop.
No, but like a lot of the 80s bands, they're the ones who put on like the heavy makeup and
right.
all that shit, the glam metal band,
right.
Right. Bowie, I mean, you can say,
definitely,
there's a big influence on a lot of genres, not just rock, a lot of genres. Madonna. Lady Gaga said David Bowie was a huge influence.
Oh, I mean, you can practically see it in a lot of these artists. You know what I mean? So,
but I mean, Bowie didn't sell like a whole lot in the United States,
right?
Right.
Well, her for a long time, Gaga. I would when she first came out, and I mean, maybe even to this day, I felt like I was like, wow, you're like almost like a straight rip off of Madonna. Like I was like, you're doing the same. Even some of the songs sounded similar to me, and whatever. I was like, how are you any different whatsoever? Like I'm not even. Like it's almost like real plain,
Look, the qualifications you can almost say at first the first ballot should be like Elvis, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Kind of like an undisputed
kind of like
influencer.
That first. But the first one's just like you said, the guys who started the fire first. Those were the guys that started the fire. And then you put in like your Jimi Hendrix, your Beatles, your Cream. All those 60s bands, and then you jump into like the 70s, so like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, Kiss, all those bands. You just make your way up there. Just don't jump. Here from there. Does Nirvana really need to be in there before a lot of other influential bands? Like I said, like Journey.
Yeah,
they're in there before Journey.
So I don't want to. I want to make sure that we do justice to Fred Nider, Rich, and did we really answer his question? He says. If you were in charge, AA, you were in charge.
Like
who goes to the Rock Hall of Fame? What are you looking for in that band?
The influence, man.
The influence. Okay.
Either.
And I think that's a tough thing to measure, though. How does one measure influence?
Like Elvis took it all.
he's a king. When you look at that man, the way he dresses.
But how often is he criticized now by saying that he stole from gospel music, he stole from black music?
And it's funny that you say that, because
blues.
How come it's not right that when the hip hoppers were doing it in the 90s, how come sampling was okay?
Yeah, sure.
When they didn't get permission.
No, yeah, sure.
You read a lot.
I agree with you.
Know,
I agree with you. If you look at the nature of music.
But if you look at Elvis, though, if you look at those performances, the way he shook the crowds, the way he was so controversial,
right?
People are just dying. Women were fainting.
Sure.
At him. You know, you look at those performances. That's all Elvis. That's not nobody. Yeah. He didn't steal that look from no one.
Totally. And here's what I say: if seeing him makes me say, "Man, I've listened to every Elvis album now because of Elvis. I want to hear more music like it." And then somebody says, "Hey, listen to all these gospel albums or all these blues artists," and it makes me get into them too, because I'm like, oh wow, this is who inspired him.
Yeah,
great. It's exactly what you said. It's an influencer. It inspired me. It made me go check that out.
And then you got someone like Chuck Berry. That the way he plays guitar, blew everyone else away.
What about your guy, Little Richard?
Love Little Richard, man. That high-pitched scream.
Yeah, that Long Tall Sally, man. His version, that is heavy.
Yes, it is.
Heavy, hard fucking vocals,
you can say he's an influence for that kind of high-pitched singers.
Right.
You know, where Chuck Berry's guitar, Elvis is that show that you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Little Richard's that high-pitched screamer, you know, that you can say influence a whole lot of people. You know, it's like, those are your three godfathers right there that should be in there automatically. Like I said, then you can start off with like Beatles, Rolling Stones, Cream, Jimi Hendrix. You know, the Beatles, what they did writing wise, playing wise, harmony. Right. You know, Black Sabbath obviously creating heavy metal. Rolling Stones, just the imagery that they did, very influential.
Oh yeah,
the hits in almost like every decade.
I was gonna say. I mean, there's there's so many Rolling Stone songs everybody knows.
The Jimi Hendrix Band, because the way the man just bent that guitar, he changed the way guitar playing was played. Cream, that was like the first super group. Like wow, whenever you get the best of the best, the cream of the crop. And this is what happens. Super groups.
No, yeah, exactly.
Super groups have been existing since then. So.
Great stuff. Double A. Let's get into this next question because I don't want to miss anything from the Friday Night Faithful here. But Rich says, do you think rock music can make a comeback, especially in the world we live in where everyone
gets really has to be offended? Diversity, man. There's just no diversity in rock.
I think, if you don't mind, go ahead. I think it definitely can come back, Rich, because I want to give a quick answer. I really want to hear what Double A has to say, but I think that yes, it can. But here's the thing: is that people have to understand that A, I'm listening to music. B, this music is a reflection of maybe what the artist experienced. It's not meant to offend you, but maybe it is. If I'm a Black artist and I was accosted and treated badly by police, and I write about my experience and I sing a song about it, well, my purpose is for you to understand it and for you to be offended about how I was treated. My purpose is not for you to be offended by the fact that I'm singing a song that offends people. Like you have to understand, people have to begin to open themselves up to understanding that this art is meant to speak to you in a certain way.
And see, there's only like certain bands like Slayer offended people, Marilyn Manson, that when they came out with the Antichrist Superstar. But it wasn't like everyone, like Nirvana and all of them weren't offended. It was kind of like people at that age group were like, no, they're singing what I'm feeling,
Right. Although Rape Me from Nirvana got heat because they're like, oh, they're promoting rape. And I'm like, is all you looked at was the title?
Yeah.
Yes, they have a song called Rape Me, but it's not listen to the song.
But see, the thing though is that there's just not a lot of creativity. That's why I like Ghost.
Right.
Ghost is a really good band with a great image, and that's a hell of a group. Five Finger Death Punch were doing great when they were around.
Yeah.
I don't know why they stopped.
I always loved the title of that one album of theirs, War is the Answer. I was like, that's a very bold ass statement. You know what I mean?
Like I say, you just need more diversity. Like you see, you need like a Bon Jovi, you need a Motley Crue, you need a Kiss, you need an Alice Cooper, you need a Nirvana.
You just don't have that anymore.
Kid
That's
Rock?
what sucks. Kid Rock too. Shit, why not? With the Corn.
Hey, that first album had a great title from him. That Devil Without a Cause. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like it's a quick
and
play.
It was like a 10 million seller album.
Yeah,
it
has okay tracks. I think they're pretty solid.
It's like you said, you talk about like the early 90s. There were still Metallica. Then you had a Guns N' Roses. Then you had like a Nirvana. Then you had a Van Halen still from the old guard.
Yeah.
You still had different looks. You still had different appearances.
I mean, I hate to say it, Double A, but what about a band that we both love, that we both have said we will see live together? Pearl Jam. Did their later albums get any of the accolade of their early ones? No. They're still solid. They're still really solid. They just put an album out, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's probably great. I don't think I've heard it, but it's probably great because they're great. But it's not getting any of that because it's just like, you know what? They're just doing their thing. They're not shocking. They're not saying this. So we're not going to give them any press. People want the story. If you're saying something fucked up
in the
whatever,
90s when they were shocking,
right?
That's when they were writing about them, but not anymore.
Yeah, obviously. Because the truth is now everyone's parents are divorced. Everyone's fucking been broken
just that,
up.
But even like a song like Jeremy, that's just
well,
at that time it was shocking, but now you see it every other week.
I mean, sadly, school shootings are happening all the time. So it's almost like, well, that song really isn't a revolutionary, although it was because it came at the beginning of that. But now, if you do a song like that, it's like, oh, it's just like, Flyleaf has a song about that. You know what I mean? Cassie about the girl getting shot in the school shooting. It's like a perfect perspective. You know what I mean? And not anything what Jeremy was because that was like the first one to do it or whatever. But now it's commonplace almost. Unfortunately, it sucks.
It
sucks.
I mean? Yeah.
Okay, let's get the next one. Rich says,
I seen Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do you agree with other genres being inducted? I seen the nominees this year for being like Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Mary J. Blige. Do you agree? No. If you're going to call it a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it should just be a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't think it should be for pop or for rap or hip-hop. If you do that, just call it rap and hip-hop or just call the damn thing the Music Hall of Fame. Don't call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and then put in Madonna.
I disagree. I agree. I agree and disagree to an extent. I agree with Double A that why would you put a genre on the Hall of Fame? Like
especially when they call it the music. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Because plus it's like, what would you call rock and roll? Like, is punk rock and roll? Or is it punk?
Rock.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could say it's punk rock. Yeah, sure. But it's like, here's the problem is that you're trying to quantify again, you're trying to qualify art. Like it's not sports. It's not measurable in a sense that way. And even then within sports, I feel as though there are untangible, immeasurable things. If a guy goes out there and leads the team in heart, you can't measure that. If the team is like, like the coach, coach is going to the Hall of Fame or whatever, but I mean, it's like, it's almost solely based on what their records were and how they did the team, whatever. It's not like, how they fired them up or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? It's like, Pop's going to go in because he won 5. You know what I mean? It's like, but another guy might have been a great coach that helped other players excel, but they didn't win. He's not going to go in. You know what I mean? That's what I think. So, I just think it should just be like Double A said, the Music Hall of Fame, because the people are musical,
Just call it that then. So
yeah, totally.
Rich says the caveman who starts it first should be the influencer to the one who does the biggest fire. Yeah, of course.
Sure. And to go back real quick, Rich, I do want to say this. Because it is called that and that's what it's called, I still think that those people should go in because their musical influence is still very prevalent. Jay-Z, Mary J, LL, they're all fantastic. And if that's the only Hall of Fame for music that's available, then they should go in.
So Richard goes, so I know probably all artists have done drugs and party hard, but why do you think it sticks with rock music? Like the saying goes, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Is there an image or the music they produce? Yeah, I mean, you can even go as far back as the Doors. I mean, Jim Morrison was that frontman. He did drugs, he did drinks, he did party hard.
Yeah.
He did do the women, you know, and Van Halen's like another band, Motley Crue. If you guys have ever seen the Netflix movie The Dirt, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean,
I haven't
that's
seen
all
it
it
yet.
was.
I want to see it. Yeah.
You know, hip hop didn't come out, and I mean, they showed in their videos that they're all about that, but I mean, you hear rock stories and you're just like, yeah. Brett Michaels from Poison had a girlfriend in every city, you know. You know, the drugs that, you know, bands would do in the bus and the groupies that were around, it's just like that was it, man. It was sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah, I would say that it's as prevalent in hip hop music. I would say that I don't know. I think because again, it's kind of like rock where the fire starters.
But that's where it was. Yeah. It was, you know, like even hip hop stars said like they're rock stars. You know, it's just that image of rock star.
No,
you know?
Totally. Yeah.
Like, man, you're the shit. You know,
again,
the rock star.
They created the mold or whatever.
Yeah.
What's the great thing in there's a great album insert in one of the Elvis albums where it's like the first one to own a crib, the first one to have bling.
Yeah.
Which was true, you know. Elvis had the rings.
Man,
Elvis had
his Hawaiian interview,
you know,
golly, the rings.
He had Graceland or whatever, and it's like in many ways he set the standard.
The entourage,
right? The entourage.
He set Memphis Mafia.
Yeah, he set the standard for what a not even a rock star, but just a musical star was to be. So you're trying to get to that. How many times do we hear hip hoppers and rappers? And again, just an example, but be like, you know, we want to be like the Rat Pack. Because they knew that Dean and Frank and Sammy ran the town. They ran the shit. They dressed sharp. They got what they wanted. They got in. They were cool. They were cool as fuck. You wanted to be like them. So that's where someone will always ground break and set the precedent, and then you're trying to be like that.
It's like I said, though, for whatever reason, you know, rock stars, like I said, Elvis just drove all the women crazy. Beatles drove everyone. I mean, you've seen the videos of the Beatles, the women just dying.
Oh yeah,
totally.
Know. The fainting, the crying, or whatever.
Yeah,
but I've seen the same thing.
No. But you know, in the beginning, you know, it's just that rock star.
Beatlemania.
You know, it's that controversy, that dangerous. You know, being super dangerous. Like I said with Jim Morrison, you know, you want to see my cock. You know. And, you know, but man, the way he just was on stage, you know, just. You know, oozing so much sex appeal. You know, he's a rock star. You know, Freddie Mercury had it too, man. Just
totally
rock star, just oozing the rock star.
The way he worked the crowd, you're literally working the crowd like that. I mean, you know, for me, some of my first images, because you know I'm a kid of the '80s, was Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like we talked about it earlier, he was the biggest
it's funny
thing
though.
ever,
like some of those guys had like these really squeaky clean images, where like someone like Ozzy. You know, was just like out there just telling you that he was fucking doing drugs, pissing on the Alamo, and, you know, doing all that shit like a rock star, you know, where Michael Jackson kind of had to be clean. Or George Michael still had to be clean. You know, he couldn't come out.
Yeah, he couldn't be himself.
Prince was kind of like a little dangerous. You can say he was kind of like a little rock star.
I think he walked the line. He definitely.
But there's other people you're just like, man, they had to keep that image clean. Like Hall & Oates had to keep their image clean. You know?
Right.
It wasn't like I said, like David Lee Roth is coming out. You know, there's a great interview where he's like, you know, I've been doing better in my dating life. I've had the same girlfriend for about a week now, you know.
I love that, man.
But you can tell, man, David Lee Roth, when you see those 80s interviews, man, he just like he oozes out that rock star image that everyone wants to be, you know.
No, totally.
Don't give a fuck about having one girlfriend, just fucking everyone, you know, not caring about drinking, you know, not caring about, you know, the drugs or anything, just out there doing whatever you want, man. That's what they exude. That's what they were, the rock star image, you know?
And totally. And, you know, one of the things I remember, like kind of what I was saying is like when I would see those Michael Jackson videos and like girls crying and fainting, just seeing them, just touching. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, I think he's great. Like, I loved him as a kid. And I was like, but I don't think that I would act like that. It wasn't until I got older and I encountered some people that I didn't even think I was going to react that way to. Not saying that I was crying, but I was like stammering. My guy's younger than me. You know, like I've told you, I met Finn Balor, you know, from wrestling. And I was like, man, I didn't really know what to say to the guy. And here I thought that I'm like, oh, this guy's going to think I'm so cool. We're going to become best friends. And I was like, I don't have anything to say. Like, I am not like, on your level or whatever. And I'm like, here's a guy that created so much already at this point. He was just like an NXT berry at that time, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I was like, oh, I kind of get it now, how these people react, because they're seeing this person that their music probably moved them in some way, made them feel a certain way at a certain point in their life, that when they see them, they're just like, they do elevate them to like, and they maybe they shouldn't, but they elevate them to like almost a godlike status.
Exactly, and that goes back to that rock star image,
right?
Right,
totally.
That everyone still wants to have,
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. What's the last thing we got?
Rich says, "Do you agree with bands continuing to perform with new band members? Does it change how you feel about the band?" Yeah,
Great question.
We can say that about Guns N' Roses before when Slash and Duff left. That wasn't the same Guns N' Roses. Quiet Riot is not even like Quiet Riot anymore. It's like because the drummer's dead and the singer's dead. Come on, feel the noise.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're all different. Queensryche is like a completely different band. I don't want to see, Leonard Skinner. I mean, most of those guys are all dead.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new band. Yeah, they've been touring like as Leonard Skinner for like 10, 15 years, but that's not Leonard Skinner that you listen to on the radio.
I know the one that comes up often for me, and my dad is like, my dad loves Journey. He always brings up, he's like, yeah, but I want to see Stephen Perry.
Exactly.
I said, I know, Dad. I said, hey, that you guys really good. I mean, they say he sounds pretty close, but my dad is like, no, because it's like, it's nothing against him. My dad's just like, that's not the band that I listen to.
It's like kind of like with Judas Priest when they had Ripper,
right?
Great vocalist,
right?
They still had the band. The band was still the original. New vocalist, but man, they went down from playing stadiums to playing clubs.
Yeah.
Just like that. And then when they got Rob Halford back, they went back to playing stadiums again.
Right.
It's just there's that one thing that
what about Michael Graves and the Misfits? I mean, like
they were never popular to begin with.
And big.
Even with Danzig. I mean, it's gotten bigger. Like the imagery is big.
Yeah,
the symbol is big,
right?
But them themselves are, but I mean, obviously it's different. You're seeing Danzig, then they're selling out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But when Michael came in, Misfits had been dead for like 12, 13 years. They were just dead completely. So
yeah, it's kind of funny because I think about it like how we talk about wrestling or whatever. Like the Bullet Club. It's like the Bullet Club remains, but there's different.
But there's different members, and you're just like, man, well, this one's not as good. As good.
Yeah. Man, really, really great stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun kind of reliving.
Oh my gosh, man. Again. What a blast, man. Just talk about it with you, Dylan. You reminded me of stuff.
Yeah, that you forgot.
And Friday Night Faithful, guys, those of you that are still here with us, we really appreciate it. Richard, especially the great, great questions, but everybody tonight, Steve, Gabe, everyone, John, Roxy, that came in with comments. Gosh, great stuff, great memories, man. Some of those you guys are there with us, and some memories we want to make new memories with. We want to go to a country concert with you. We want to go there. We'll be there with you. We'll drink a beer. We'll tell you what we think about it. But man, Double A, this one's been a real yeah, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
really good. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
You know what? It's just after talking about this, man, you just realize how much you missed the concerts, the camaraderie that you went with people. Like how you say you started loving going with Jess and Amy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Me and my brothers going to Austin and going to Dallas.
Just hearing about you guys going makes me want to go to a show with y'all.
Yeah, so again. We just got to be careful still with this COVID shit. Just get your vaccines. Just make the other people feel better. Even if you don't believe in a shot, make other people just feel comfortable.
Yeah. What's it going to hurt, right?
And it doesn't hurt, honestly. Yeah. We didn't feel any effects. So, man, just take it so we can get these live concerts back.
Get her done, guys. Get her done.
There's so many of these albums that are coming like 20 years, like Stain's coming out like a 20-year, and Slipknot's doing some anniversaries, and Mudvayne just got back together. And
we'd hate to miss a show because we
Rage Against the Machine. They're kind of teasing every once in a while coming. That's a band I've never seen.
Yeah,
I would like to see Rage Against the Machine.
I can tell you, I'm more down to go now because I've missed it for so long.
Yeah. So,
for me, one last thing, guys, I want to say, I mentioned it before. If you guys got a chance to read my review, King's Indian from Robert Kubis, great album, really unique, really special, really fun, and different. So if you get a chance, go check it out on Spotify. But before we get out of here, guys, unless there's anything else, Double A, well, I'd like to say two things. We want to remind you guys, if there's something that you want to do, you want to make an album, you want to make a music video, you got to go do it. You got to go do it now. Seize the day. No time like the present. Go get it done, guys. We're waiting to hear you. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to take effort. It's going to take time. It's going to take you putting your hard work and your effort and your soul into it. So you have to do whatever it takes, guys. We take that from Captain America. And we take that from one of our favorite films, Dead Poet Society. Seize the day and do whatever it takes. Guys, for us here at Just Another Friday Night, my name is CM Chuck. This is Adam, man. Tim Adam. Good night.
Good night.